Oh my gosh. And we're live.
We did it.
We made it.
All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rolling Shorties, where we roll and read and talk
That's the way we roll.
Shorties.
and stay on topic too. We never deviate. We never go off tangents. This is a very professional. Might be the most professional live stream on YouTube.
Probably.
Yeah. Serious SF talk here.
Yeah. I don't think it gets any more serious.
Well, I have two very special guests today. We have Chris again, I think he's actually going to stop making his channel and just join me because between you and Virgil, it's and Richard for the first time on a Shorties from Vintage SF.
Did you choose the book, Richard?
I did choose the book.
Awesome.
I decided, well, I mean, you're going to talk about it, but I decided, hey, if I have to choose a book, maybe I can choose one that for sure is going to have a great story.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw that last episode with Rob. You guys were hurting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, this is actually, for me, this is the book that started my entire channel. I wanted to talk about sci-fi, and I had read, of course, the iRobots and I loved Ray Bradbury, but I hadn't really taken a dive into science fiction. So I just saw this on Audible and I grabbed it and I listened to it all the way to visit my brother Jason. And if you go back to the beginning of my channel after the music videos, I did a couple of videos on music, then you get to just stories from this and you can see them one after another, Nightfall and the Microcosmic God and all of them.
Dude, I can't go back and watch your early videos. There's no beard.
I know. It's
rough.
It's very strange. Yeah, if you go back to Nightfall, the video Isaac Asimov's Nightfall, that is where my hair and beard were shortest on all my YouTube videos. And they're basically almost gone.
Well, you've had a few beard trims so far.
Yeah,
I don't know about your hair though.
No, I've never trimmed my hair.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. My kids are mad at you because I was watching your video today. You posted today, and I was like, "Hey, kids, look at this!" And all of them were like, "What did he do to his beard?"
Yeah, I went a little too far this time because now I can't keep it normal. It like wants to pop out on the sides here because I cut it too short.
You have to put product in there.
No, I don't use any product.
Yeah, right.
I don't.
It's naturally that silky smooth.
Yes.
Condition. I know mane and tail when I see it. Don't give me that.
Oh my God, you remember mane and tail? Oh my God. It's for horses. And for a long time people would use it because they thought it made your hair grow.
Oh, everybody's here. Awesome. Welcome everybody. Bonjour.
I haven't even been looking at these comments. Bonjour. I'm just happy to see Richard and Jake, man.
I know it.
Yeah.
We're not late. Shut up,
France
Tim.
or Quebec there. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Or I guess it could be Louisiana.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's saying number 11.
Why number 11? What the hell is
Which
it? Really
one?
long?
Number 11.
We'll say it. We'll get to there. We'll get to it. We'll see. There's a box set. What the heck did I buy this orphan for?
Yeah, I've never seen that box for it, Richard. I've seen the three separate paperbacks, but I've never seen the box for it. That's really
that's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is one that I picked up. And then, this is the collector's problem. I don't really want to read those ones. They're in such great condition. So I have these modern ones here for reading.
Oh, yeah.
That's the collector's dilemma.
Freaking long here.
Number 11's a really good one.
Okay. Now I have to look it up. That you say that. We don't have to say what it is.
I've done a video for it on my channel.
Well, should we take a gander and see what we're dealing with here today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pop this up. There we go. All right. The Science Fiction Hall of Fame, Volume 1.
I have the
Tell me more for science reasons.
Dude, that's what everybody believed. They were using horse shampoo thinking that it would like somehow make your hair grow longer quicker.
I remember my mom, it was always in our shower when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I never used it because I know it was like my mom, like that's my mom's shampoo. or whatever, but it came in this
They were
giant,
huge. Yep, a pump.
it had a big pump on it, almost like you're getting water from the well.
That's right. Gotta wash a horse.
I think Tim needs to make a time lapse video now of his hair after he starts using it.
Oh,
You know what? I'm tired of. I'm not going to recommend Tim do any experiment videos after that last one.
yeah. You got more than you bargained for.
I wanted to kill that boy. I like how I say that right when the stream starts.
Tim, I'm looking forward to meeting you this summer. It's going to be great.
That's true. Richard's going to Pulp Fest as well. It's going to be a party.
Pulp Fest.
Your mom uses horse shampoo. That's right. Pulp Fest is less than 2 months away, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it starts July 11th because I'm going to start driving.
You're a madman.
That big road trip. I'm going to do a road trip too, but it's not going to be a month to get there. Well,
Yeah.
2 weeks, I guess, for you.
Yeah.
You are driving as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You know what?
wow.
Flying was crazy. I mean, I'd have to go to Toronto and back down, or to Denver and back out there.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
it just was easier to drive.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim's here.
Hey.
What's up, Jim?
We got some more Canadian representation.
Yeah. I saw Jim with Andrea last week, and some of the posts that they did there. That's awesome.
Pulp Fest. Woo!
All right. Was Glockensig there last time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you've already met him, right, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there. Chocolate Monk's going as well. Awesome.
That's a great idea. You know, I could probably drive down to something like Fargo and grab a train from there if I wanted to.
Fargo.
Trains.
I only know the show, so that sounds awesome.
Well, North Dakota is right below Manitoba.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you can let us know, Jim, because she let us know. She made mention of, we were talking about height at one point, and she said she's how did she put it?
Just shy of 5 feet. I think
Just
it
shy
was.
of 5 foot. Is that the
Yeah.
case? You can verify. Is that the case? Is she a little thing? Oh, that would be the best part of reading.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm flying, but and usually I read when I fly, or I try to, but I have a hard time reading on a plane. I don't know why. Maybe it's
I
just
love
so
the
many.
train.
Last
So
time I
much
was on a
stuff.
plane, I don't think I read at all. I think I used to listen to music. What's up, Gareth? I see Gareth down there.
Gareth is here. Yep.
Hey, there's Jay.
That's true. Audiobooks.
Oh,
Yep.
when is
All
the
right.
Denton after party so I can ask off work? Okay, that is 100% dependent on me. Give me some time. I'll let you know in the Discord, Jay.
Yeah, we're gonna throw because he's gonna afterwards. Chris is coming through Texas,
Right.
So after Pulp Fest, on his way back, we're gonna have a Denton party.
Yes.
I am mighty.
You are mighty.
She's here
woman.
listening. Huh? She is tall in personality. Yes.
She's on a plane right now, or Brian's on a plane right now.
Listen to you walk. Who's on a plane right now? Hey,
He's
I
not
let something
reading.
slip. Do you guys? This is a good question. Do you guys, when you get on planes, do you go into airplane mode?
With my phone?
Most of the time.
I never do. That's the difference between us Americans and you Canadians.
We follow rules.
I'm trying to think. I think I have flown since I got my first smartphone, but I can't remember. I don't know. I think I went on airplane mode. I
When
think I
Gareth was
did.
saying that he doesn't read while he's driving, I've seen people reading and
I've seen
driving.
people read.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that
doing
doesn't
all
sound
sorts
smart.
of crazy things while they're driving.
Oh, that's fun.
Let's go down. I don't care. I'm not following rules. Don't you tax my tea.
So, Jake, do you get a direct flight into Pittsburgh?
I did get a direct flight, and this is the problem. Like, I get it because you, Richard, have the exact same problem as I do
Yep.
on an airplane, where it's like they're not built for us.
I usually pay for some extra legroom.
I paid for extra legroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like double the price it would have normally been. I'm just like, am I in first class at this point? Like, what's going on here? It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Jay,
like-
you should absolutely hit that museum. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's good.
It is so fun. And
Ah.
it's weird. It's a little bit of a drive, but I mean, Jake and I went and we just had fun chatting at each other the whole time because, we were getting to know each other. And yeah, it's not that long.
Well, in Texas, you drive like 80, 90 miles an hour. It doesn't
No.
take that long to get somewhere.
No, they got stumpy little trees all around where Howard grew up. I was looking at the trees, thinking of all the descriptions of trees in Conan.
Super tall trees in Texas.
No, they're all stumpy. They're all stumpy.
All right. Let's get into this, gentlemen.
All right.
Oh, the book is muted.
The book is well, if not that, because the book
be,
is, it has to be. If not, we're picking up feedback from me.
All right,
Shut up! I've read some.
I'm taking off my dust jacket.
Oh boy, it's been a holiday in July.
He's serious now.
It's naked.
It was good that we had 3 different versions of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'll be using this modern one.
Oh
here.
yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, I like that.
The floppy cover.
Yeah,
those are pleasant to read.
They are. I do like trade paperback for that reason. Usually, bigger font, a little easier.
All righty. So here we go. Number 1 is Martian Odyssey, and some of these are pretty long, so we might just
once we roll, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Martian Odyssey by Stanley G. Weinbaum. Twilight by John Campbell. Helen Oloy by Lester Del Rey. The Roads Must Roll by Heinlein. Microcosmic God by Theodore Sturgeon. Nightfall by Asimov. The Weapon Shop, A.E. Van Vogt. Mimsy Where the Borregos by Louis Paget. Huddling Place by Clifford D. Simak. Arena by Frederick Brown. First Contact by Murray Leinster. That's Only a Mother by Judith Merrill. Scanners Live in Vain by Cordwainer Smith. Mars is Heaven by Bradbury.
Some guy.
Some dude. Who knows? I lost my place. Oh, The Little Black Bag by C.M. Kornbluth. Mm-hmm. Born of Man and Woman by Richard Matheson. Coming Attraction by Fritz Leiber. The Quest for Saint Aquin. Is that how you say it? Aquine?
Saint Aquinas? Or is it? No, Aquin. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. By Anthony Boucher. Surface Tension by James Bliss. The 9 Billion Names of God by Clark. Again, there's more Clark on this list. Come on. Oh, wait, he's the first time we've seen him.
That's a pretty good one. And it's a short one, actually.
It's a Good Life by Jerome Bixby. And focus. The Cold Equation by Tom Golden. Fondly Fahrenheit by Alfred Bester. The Country of the Kind by Damon Knight. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. And A Rose for Ecclesiastes by Roger Zelazny.
Do you know the history of this book, Jake?
No.
So when they invented, is it the Hugo?
Nope, the Nebulas. This is Science Fiction Writers of America.
Yeah, when they invented the Nebula Award, they were like, the only problem is we haven't given anybody any awards in the past. So they took from 36 all up and said, what are the best stories from this pre-Nebula time period? So this is science fiction writers choosing their favorite science fiction stories of all that era.
Yeah, from 1929 to 1964.
Yeah.
And it was Robert Silverberg was the president of the society at that time.
Yeah.
And he was charged with putting this together. And so they had a poll, and then they picked the best ones that they could out of that poll. And they didn't want to have a writer appear more than once because they wanted some representation. And so we had 26 writers with 26 great stories here.
Yeah.
And so that's why, for example, Robert A. Heinlein just has one story in here, or Arthur C. Clarke.
And I do want to throw out really quick, if you, it's too long for us, but the Martian Odyssey by Weinbaum is a really trippy good time because it's just a writer making up what you'd find on Mars. So it has kind of a Voyage to Arcturus feel to it. It's really fun.
And I think that one's the 1929 one. And there's just
that's the oldest one.
Creatures that he creates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those little pyramids that get bigger.
Well, I like the birds that jump.
Yeah.
And land on their beaks like a javelin. Yeah. And they come out again and do the same thing.
That sounds like some Lewis Carroll stuff happening there.
In some ways,
exactly what I called it Alice in Wonderland on Mars.
I have not read Flowers for Algernon.
A lot of people always talk about the shorter versions of some of these novels. Like I'm just recently been looking at Blood Music by Greg Bear, and that was first a novella, I think, that those are usually better than the longer versions.
Yeah.
I would say actually for Flowers for Algernon that it's good. Both of them are good.
Zelazny, I believe the shorter ones are always better.
Yeah.
Then when he tries to fill them up, he's already said what he wanted to say in the length that he needed to say it. So when they're like, make this a novel, he's just adding the most random stuff. It's really crazy.
Oh,
yeah. I think novellas are a really good format, especially I was talking to a film critic yesterday, especially for films. Novellas translate better into film.
Yeah, I think that's right. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Just the structure of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. And pull out the 26-sided die. Well, funny you would say that because I had to special order a D30 here.
I've never seen a D30.
I was telling Chris before, I went into the local game shop. I was like, hey, I need a D30. And they all started laughing and looking at each other like, why? Like, we don't make those. And one guy in the back was like, I've seen one before. I was like, okay, do you have them? They're like, no.
Back in the days of yore, there was the fabled 30-sided.
Like it was a white whale. All right. So how this works, if you haven't watched before, we roll, and whatever the die of fate decides, we read, unless it's really long, and then
we get a veto for length.
Get a veto for length, yes. Oh no, look at everybody. D3 is forbidden.
It is forbidden.
Oh, Dungeon Crawl Classic. Oh no, we brought out all the RPG nerds.
Oh.
Hey, knock that off, Tim. All right, let's take a look. Ooh, it was number 21.
It was not 11.
Oh, so I don't know if I can count.
I'm just going to say that story is the first time that anybody used the concept of first contact. He made up that word, first contact.
Which story?
Oh, number 11, the one that we didn't get.
Oh, by Murray Leinster, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
3, 4, 5, 6.
See if we do the same count here.
It's a Good Life by Jerome Bixby. Did you guys get that?
Yep. Made into a classic Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah,
and it's about 20 pages. I think that's just perfect. Oh, good job, Dice of Fate. Are you guys happy with that chat? Are you guys happy with Bixby?
I'm good with it.
523.
I'll just say I recommend this book to anybody who loves science fiction because there are so many winners in here.
And I'm also going to say I recommend this book for anybody that's like, I kind of like science fiction. I want to get into it a little bit more. This is the perfect book for that. Every trope, every motif in science fiction, has a story in this book, and it probably started with that story. It's really cool.
And they read like modern fiction stuff.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah.
Nice. Help me out here, Captain Richard. Is there somehow 4 books for 3 volumes, right? 2 has an A and B?
Yes. I have my hardbacks have an A and B for 2.
So what the story is here is the 2A and 2B are novellas.
Novellas,
so that they went back and they said, we're going to do the same thing for novellas over the years before we created the Nebula Awards. So they didn't want to produce a Stephen King wide big book. So they split it in 2, or to make more money selling 2 books.
Yeah. You rolled the closest to weird fiction story, Jake.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Right up our alley there.
Yeah.
Total Recall is half Philip K. Dick and half Secret of the Black Planet by Milton Lesser, which is stupid fun and very underrated.
Dick and Lesser?
I didn't realize.
Hey, this is a serious... Sorry. Kind of slipped there from our serious science fiction podcast.
Raggy doll. Wait a minute. Who's a raggy doll?
Raggy
Oh, he says we know who we are. All right.
The attack hit now roll damage. All right, I'm gonna skip some dice, everybody, or some dice. I'm reading comments and trying to run this at the same time. We're gonna skip ahead, everybody, and so if I don't read your comments, it's not that I don't care for you and love you. It's just that it's
Although Stringer Than Fiction just had the best comment of the whole chat so far. Down.
Yeah.
what this one.
Down.
Oh.
Yeah. That's witty.
No, Milton Lesser, you guys. Milton, not Richard Lesser.
A lesser dick by any other name.
I'm reading a PKD book right now, and I'm trying hard to resist those type
All right.
of jokes.
So here's how we're gonna do it. I think it might be rough, but we kind of how we've done in the past is we'll read this much or a chunk,
yeah,
and then we'll just I'll start, and then we'll just kind of go down. So then
Okay.
Richard, and then
Oh,
it'll
you have
probably
me second?
no, I should.
no, sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah,
Yeah,
Here.
flip him there.
Flip him.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
It
you're
was
second.
right in the first place.
we'll put the little short guy at the very bottom.
We're going by
He's the-
height.
A
He's such a
measly
little
6.
fella.
A measly 6.
Richard, do you remember the last time you were 6 foot?
Oh, what was that? Grade 6?
6 at 6. All right.
All right. It's a Good Life by Jerome Bixby. And if you guys have this, let's you guys can follow along as well.
Yeah, do that.
And at any point, if we need to interject and
We
do some running commentary, we can. We'll probably get through this in an hour or two.
All right.
Aunt Amy was out on the front porch, rocking back and forth in the high back chair and fanning herself when Bill Soames rode his bicycle up the road and stopped in front of the house. Perspiring under the afternoon sun, Bill lifted the box of groceries out of the big basket of the front wheel of the bike and came up to the front walk. Little Anthony was sitting on the lawn playing with a rat. He had caught the rat down in the basement. He had made it think it had smelled cheese, the most rich-smelling and crumbly, delicious cheese a rat had ever thought it smelled, and it had come out of its hole, and now Anthony had a hold of it with his mind and was making it do tricks.
When the rat saw Bill Soames coming, he had tried to run, but Anthony thought at it, and it turned a flip-flop on the grass and lay trembling, its eyes gleaming in small black terror. Bill Soames hurried past Anthony and reached the front steps, mumbling. He always mumbled when he came to the Fremont house, or Fremont house,
Probably Fremont. Oh, I don't know. Fremont. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
or passed by it, or even thought of it. Everybody did. They thought about silly things that didn't mean very much, like 2 and 2 is 4 and twice is 8 and so on. They tried to jumble up their thoughts and keep them skipping back and forth so Anthony couldn't read their minds. The mumbling helped, because if Anthony got anything strong out of your thoughts, he might take a notion to do something about it, like curing your wife's sick headaches or your kids' mumps, or getting your old milk cow back on schedule, or fixing the privy. And while Anthony mightn't actually mean any harm, he couldn't be expected to have much notion of what was the right thing to do in such cases.
That was if he liked you. He might try to help you in his way. And that could be pretty horrible. If he didn't like you, well, that could be worse. Bill Soames set the box of groceries on the porch railing and stopped his mumbling long enough to say, "Everything you wanted, Miss Amy." "Oh, fine, William," Amy Fremont said lightly. "My, ain't it terrible hot today?" Bill Soames almost cringed. His eyes pleaded with her. He shook his head violently, no, and then interrupted his mumbling again, though obviously he didn't want to. "Oh, don't say that, Miss Amy. It's fine, just fine. A real good day."
Amy Fremont got up from the rocking chair and came across the porch. She was a tall woman, thin, a smiling vacancy in her eyes. About a year ago, Anthony had gotten mad at her because she told him he shouldn't have turned the cat into a cat rug. And although he had always obeyed her more than anyone else, which was hardly at all, this time he snapped at her with his mind, and that he had been at the end of Amy Fremont's bright eyes, and at the end of Amy Fremont as everyone had known her. And that was when the word got around that Peaksville, population 46, that even the members of Anthony's own family weren't safe. After that, everyone was twice as careful.
Someday, Anthony might undo what he'd done to Aunt Amy. Anthony's mom and pop sure hoped he would. When he was older, and when he was older and maybe sorry, if it is possible, that is, because Aunt Amy had changed a lot. And besides, now Anthony wouldn't obey anyone. Land alive, William, Aunt Amy said. You don't have to mumble like that. Anthony won't hurt you. My goodness, Anthony likes you. She raised her voice and called to Anthony, who had tired of the rat and was making it eat itself.
Good
Don't
gosh.
you, dear? Don't you like Mr. Soames? Anthony looked across the lawn at the grocery man, a bright, wet, purple gaze. He didn't say anything. Bill Soames tried to smile at him. After a second, Anthony returned his attention to the rat. It had already devoured its tail, or at least chewed it off, for Anthony had made it bite faster than it could swallow, and the little pink and red furry pieces lay around it on the green grass. Now the rat was having trouble reaching its hind quarters. Mumbling silently, thinking of nothing in particular as hard as he could, Bill Soames went stiff-legged down the walk, mounted his bicycle, and pedaled off.
We'll see you tonight, William, Aunt Amy called after him. As Bill Soames pumped the pedals, he was wishing deep down that he could pump twice as fast to get away from Anthony all the faster, and away from Aunt Amy, who sometimes just forgot how careful you had to be. And he shouldn't have thought that, because Anthony caught it. He caught the desire to get away from the Fremont house as if it was something bad, and his purple gaze blinked, and he snapped a small, sulky thought after Bill Soames, just a small one, because he was in a good mood today, and besides, he liked Bill Soames, or at least didn't dislike him, at least not today. Bill Soames wanted to go away, so petulantly, Anthony helped him. Pedaling with superhuman speed, or rather appearing to, because in reality the bicycle was pedaling him. Bill Soames vanished down the road in a cloud of dust, his thin, terrified wail drifting back across the summer-like heat. Anthony looked at the rat. It had devoured half its belly and had died from pain. He thought it into a grave out deep in the cornfield. His father had once said, smiling, that he might do that with the things he killed, and went around the house casting his odd shadow in the hot, brassy light from above.
Ooh, this is gnarly so far.
Oh, it's gnarly. You picked the gnarliest of them all with that roll.
I didn't pick it. The dice of fate has decided.
There's a Damon Knight one in here that is also super gory that might give this one a run for its money.
We made a terrible mistake. We picked a good story. No. In the kitchen, Aunt Amy was unpacking the groceries. She put the mason-jarred goods on the shelves, and the meat and milk in the icebox, and the beet sugar and coarse flour in big cans under the sink. She put the cardboard box in the corner by the door for Mr. Soames to pick up next time he came. It was stained and battered and torn and worn fuzzy, but it was one of the few left in Peaksville. Its faded red letters, it said, Campbell's Soup. The last can of soup or anything else had been eaten long ago, except for a small communal hoard which the villagers dipped into for special occasions. But the box lingered on, like a coffin, and when it and the other boxes were gone, the men would have to make some out of wood. Aunt Amy went in the back, where Anthony's mom, Aunt Amy's sister, sat in the shade of the house, shelling peas. The peas, every time Mom ran her finger along a pod, went lullop, 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 lullop into the pan, into her lap.
Well done. Well done.
Lullop.
Lullop.
Boy, we need a story like this in the next weird frequencies. Maybe Brian can write something like this.
Oh, boy.
He would be lolloping off heads, though, and limbs.
That's true.
Right?
William brought the groceries, Aunt Amy said. She sat down wearily in the straight-back chair beside Mom and began fanning herself again. She wasn't really old, but ever since Anthony had snapped at her with his mind, something had seemed to be wrong with her body as well as her mind, and she was tired all the time. Oh, good, said Mom. Lollop went the fat peas into the pan. Everybody in Peaksville always said, oh, fine, or good, or say, that's swell, when almost anything happened or was mentioned, even unhappy things like accidents or even deaths. They'd always said good, because if they didn't try to cover up how they really felt, Anthony might overhear with his mind, and then nobody knew what might happen. Like the time Mrs. Kent's husband, Sam, had come walking back from the graveyard because Anthony liked Mrs. Kent and had heard her mourning. Lollop.
Lollop.
Tonight's television night, said Aunt Amy. I'm glad. I look forward to it so much every week. I wonder what we'll see tonight. Did Bill bring the meat? Asked Mom. Yes, Aunt Amy fanned herself, looking up at the featureless, brassy glare of the sky. Goodness, it's so hot. I wish Anthony would make it just a little cooler. Amy! Oh, Mom's sharp tone had penetrated where Bill Soames' agonized expression had failed. Aunt Amy put one thin hand to her mouth in exaggerated alarm. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Her pale blue eyes shuttled around right and left to see if Anthony was in sight. Not that it would make any difference if he was or wasn't. He didn't have to be near you to know what you were thinking. Usually, though, unless he had his attention on somebody, he would be occupied with thoughts of his own. But some things attracted his attention. You could never be sure just what. The weather's just fine, Mom said. Lullop. Oh, yes, Aunt Amy said. It's a wonderful day. I wouldn't want it to change for the world. Lullop, lullop. What time is it, Mom asked. These have become frogs instead of snapping peas. Lollop. What a weird choice. Aunt Amy was sitting where she could see through the kitchen window to the alarm clock on the shelf above the stove. 4:30, she said. Lollop. I want tonight to be something special, Mom said. Did Bill bring a good lean roast? Good and lean, dear. They butchered just today, you know, and sent us over the best piece. Dan Hollis will be so surprised when he finds out that tonight's television party is a birthday party for him, too. Oh, I think he will. Are you sure nobody's told him? Everybody swore they wouldn't. That'll be real nice, Aunt Amy nodded, looking off across the cornfield. A birthday party. Well, Mom put the pan of peas down beside her, stood up, and brushed her apron. I better get the roast on. Then we can set the table. She picked up the peas.
Anthony came around the corner of the house. He didn't look at them, but continued on down through the carefully kept garden. All the gardens in Peaksville were carefully kept, very carefully kept, and went past the rustling, useless Hulk, that had been the Fremont family car, and went smoothly over the fence into the cornfield. Isn't this a lovely day? Said Mom, a little loudly as they went towards the back door. Aunt Amy fanned herself. A beautiful day, dear, just fine. Out in the cornfield, Anthony walked between the tall, rustling rows of green stalks. He liked to smell the corn, the live corn overhead, and the old dead corn underfoot. Rich Ohio earth, thick with weeds and brown, dry-rotting ears of corn pressed between his bare toes with every step. He had made it rain last night, so everything would smell and feel nice today.
He walked clear to the edge of the cornfield and over to where a grove of shadowy green trees covered cool, moist, dark ground, and lots of leafy undergrowth and jumbled moss-covered rocks, and a small spring that made a clear, clean pool. Here Anthony liked to rest and watch birds and insects and small animals that rustled and scampered and chirped about. He liked to lie on the cool ground and look up through the moving greenness overhead and watch the insects flit in the hazy, soft sunbeams that stood like slanting, glowing bars between ground and treetops. Somehow, he liked the thoughts of the little creatures in this place better than the thoughts outside, and while the thoughts he picked up here weren't very strong or very clear, he could get enough out of them to know that the little creatures liked and wanted, and he spent a lot of time making the grove more like they wanted it to be. The spring hadn't always been there, but one time he had found thirst in one small furry mind and brought subterranean water to the surface in a clear, cold flow, and had watched blinking as the creature drank, feeling its pleasure. Later he had made the pool when he found a small urge to swim. He had made rocks and trees and bushes and caves and sunlight here and shadows there because he had felt in all the tiny minds around him the desire or the instinctive want for this kind of resting place and that kind of mating place and this kind of place to play and that kind of home. And somehow the creatures from all the fields and pastures around the grove had seemed to know that this was a good place, for there were always more of them coming in. Every time Anthony came out here, there were more creatures than the last time and more desires and needs to be tended to. Every time there would be some kind of creature he had never seen before, and he would find its mind and see what it wanted and then give it to it. He liked to help. He liked to feel their simple gratification.
Today he rested beneath a thick elm and lifted his purple gaze to a red and black bird that had just come to the grove. It twittered on a branch over his head and hopped back and forth, and though it's and thought its tiny thoughts. And Anthony made a big, soft nest for it, and pretty soon it hopped in. A long, brown, sleek-furred animal was drinking at the pool. Anthony found its mind next. The animal was thinking about a smaller creature that was scurrying along the ground on the other side of the pool, grubbing for insects. The little creature didn't know that it was in danger. The long brown animal finished drinking and tensed its legs to leap, and Anthony thought it into a grave in the cornfield. He didn't like those kinds of thoughts. They reminded him of the thoughts outside the grove. A long time ago, some of the people outside had thought that way about him. And one night, they'd hidden and waited for him to come back from the grove, and he just thought them all into the cornfield. Since then, the rest of the people hadn't thought that way, at least very clearly. Now their thoughts were all mixed up and confusing whenever they thought about him or near him, so he didn't pay much attention. He liked to help them too, sometimes, but it wasn't simple or very gratifying either. They never thought happy thoughts when he did, just the jumble. So he spent more time out here.
That's awesome. So yeah, there's definitely they're definitely terrified of him.
Yeah.
I just looked up when this was printed or made, 1953, this story.
And everybody's, of course, talking about the two versions of it that were on the Twilight Zone.
And you know what? There's even kind of a original Star Trek episode with somebody who was able to do things like this with his mind.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, there was. He had glowing eyes.
Yeah.
The Charlie X or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
might have been one of the season 1. It might have been.
Yeah.
Not a very good episode, but
no, the Twilight Zone did it better, and the story's always better, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
All right. He watched all the birds and insects and furry creatures for a while and played with a bird, making it soar and dip and streak madly around the tree trunks until, accidentally, when another bird caught its attention for a moment, he ran it into a rock. Petulantly, he thought the rock into a grave in the cornfield because he couldn't do anything more with the bird, not because it was dead, though it was, but because it had a broken wing. So he went back to the house. He didn't feel like walking back through the cornfield. He just went to the house, right down into the basement. It was nice down here, nice and dark and damp and sort of fragrant, because once Mom had been making preserves in a rack along the far wall, and then she'd stopped coming down there ever since. Anthony had started spending time here, and the preserves had spoiled and leaked down and spread over the dirt floor, and Anthony liked the smell. He caught another rat, making it smell cheese, and after he played with it, he thought it into a grave right beside that long animal he'd killed in the grove. Aunt Amy hated rats, and so he killed a lot of them because he liked Aunt Amy most of all, and sometimes did things that Aunt Amy wanted. Her mind was more like the little furry minds out in the grove. She hadn't thought anything bad at all about him for a long time. After the rat, he played with a big black spider in the corner of the stairs, making it run back and forth until its web shook and shimmered in the light from the cellar windows like a reflection in silvery water. Then he drove fruit flies into the web until the spider was frantic, trying to wind them up. The spider liked flies, and its thoughts were stronger than theirs, so he did it. There was something bad in the way it liked flies, but it wasn't clear. Besides, Aunt Amy hated flies too. He heard footsteps overhead, Mom moving around in the kitchen. He blinked his purple gaze and almost decided to make her hold still, but instead he went up to the attic, and after looking out the circular window at the front end of the long X-roofed room for a while at the front lawn, and the dusty road and the Henderson's tip-waving wheat field beyond, he curled into an unlikely shape and went partly to sleep.
I like how it says when he went up to the attic, it's in italics there, so you know that he fought his way up there.
Keith just said, "Get this kid a Nintendo."
No kidding. Joe, you are right. This is the one with Billy Mummy in it from the Twilight Zone. Soon people would be coming for television, he heard Mum think. He went more to sleep. He liked television night. Aunt Amy always liked television a lot, so one time he had thought some for her, and a few other people had been there at the time, and Aunt Amy had felt disappointed when they wanted to leave. He'd done something to them for that, and now everybody came to television.
Ugh.
He liked all the attention he got when they did. Anthony's father came home around 6:30, looking tired and dirty and bloody. He'd been over in Dunn's pasture with the other men, helping pick out the cow to be slaughtered this month, and doing the job, and then butchering the meat and salting it away in Soam's ice house. Not a job he cared for, but every man had his turn. Yesterday he had helped scythe down old McIntyre's wheat. Tomorrow they would start threshing by hand. Everything in Peaksville had to be done by hand. He kissed his wife on the cheek and sat down at the kitchen table. He smiled and said, "Where's Anthony?" "Around someplace," Mum said. And Amy was over at the wood-burning stove stirring the big pot of peas. Mum went back to the oven and opened it and basted the roast. "Well, it's been a good day," in italics as well again, Dad said, by rote. Then he looked at the mixing bowl and breadboard on the table. He sniffed at the dough. He said, "I could eat a loaf all by myself. I'm so hungry." "No one told Dan Hollis about it being a birthday party, did they?" his wife asked. "Nope, we kept as quiet as mummies. We fixed up such a lovely surprise." What?" "Well, you know how much Dan likes music. Well, last week, Thelma Dunn found a record in her attic." "No." "Yes, and we had Ethel sort of ask, without really asking if he had that one. And he said no. Isn't that a wonderful surprise?" "Well, now it sure is. A record. Imagine. That's a real nice thing to find. What record is it?" "Perry Como singing 'You Are My Sunshine.'" "Well, I'll be darned. I've always liked that tune." Some raw carrots were lying on the table. Dad picked up a small one, scrubbed it on his chest, and took a bite. "How did Thelma happen to find it?" "Oh, just looking around for new things." Dad chewed the carrot. "Say, who has that picture we found a while back? I kind of liked it. That old clipper sailing along."
The Smiths. Oh, give me a second. Sorry. The Smiths. Next week, the Sippets get it. And they give the Smiths old McIntyre's music box. And then we give the Sippets, that is a weird last name. And she went down the tentative order of things that would exchange hands among the women at church this Sunday. He nodded. "Looks like we can't have the picture for a while, I guess. Look, honey, you might try to get that decorative book back from the Rileys."
The
I was so
detective.
what?
I'm going to interrupt. The detective book.
Yeah. The detective book.
Yeah. Not the decorated book.
I lost it. Yes, the detective book back from the Rileys. Thank you. I was so busy the week we had it, I never got to finish all the stories. "I'll try," his wife said doubtfully, "but I hear the Van Housens have a stereoscope they found in the cellar." Her voice, you guys remember stereoscopes? Yeah, they're really early. It's those things where there's two pictures that are exactly the same on a piece of paper, and you have these binocular things you look through, and you put the picture way out here, and it makes it look 3D.
They have magic. What do they call those magic clicker things? Those plastic little things.
Oh yeah, the Viewmasters do the same thing. Yeah.
Viewmaster.
Yeah,
right.
Viewmasters. Yeah.
I'm only 21, so I don't know any of that stuff.
You're a youngin.
We're not arranged in age.
I have a stereoscope, but I think it would be way too hard for me to get right now. But yeah, they're cool. Well, my book's upside down, and I don't know where I was. Okay, let's see.
I like how they're sharing things across the town here that they just transfer
Right.
them.
That's
on Sunday they get the trade for the picture or the
stereoscope. Right. I'll try, his wife said doubtfully, but I hear the Van Housens have a stereoscope they found in the cellar. His voice was just a little accusing. They had it 2 whole months before they told any about it. Say, Dad said, looking interested, "That'd be nice too. Lots of pictures?" "I suppose so. I'll see on Sunday. I'd like to have it, but we still owe the Van Housens for their canary. I don't know why that bird had to pick our house to die. It must have been sick when we got it. Now there's just no satisfying Betty Van Heusen. She even hinted she'd like our piano for a while."
Well,
That's
honey,
great.
you try for the stereoscope or just anything you think we'll like. At last, he swallowed the carrot. It had been a little young and tough. Anthony's whims about the weather made it up so that people never knew what crops would come up or what shape they'd be in, even if they did. All they could do was plant a lot, and always enough of something came up in one season to live on. Just once there had been a grain surplus. Tons of it had been hauled to the edge of Peaksville and dumped off into the nothingness. Otherwise, nobody could have breathed when it started to spoil. You know, Dad went on, it's nice to have the new things around. It's nice to think that there's probably still a lot of stuff nobody's found yet. Cellars and attics and barns and down behind things. They help somehow. As much as anything can help. Mom glanced nervously around. Sorry, Mom was freaking out there for a second.
She was freaking out.
Yeah. Oh, Dad said, smiling hastily, it's all right. The new things are good. It's nice to be able to have something around that you've never seen before. And I know something you've given somebody else is making them happy. That's a real good thing. A real good thing, his wife echoed. Pretty soon, Aunt Amy said from the stove, there won't be any more new things. Well, I've found everything there is to find. Goodness, that'll be too bad. Amy, well, her pale eyes were shallow and fixed, a sign of her recurrent vagueness. It will be kind of a shame. No new things. Don't talk like that, Mom said, trembling. Amy, be quiet. It's good, said Dad in the loud, familiar, wanting to be overheard tone of voice. Such talk is good. It's okay, honey. Don't you want to see it? It's good for Amy to talk the way she wants. It's good for her to feel bad. Everything's good. Everything has to be good. Anthony's mother went pale, and so was Aunt Amy. The peril of the moment had suddenly penetrated the clouds surrounding her mind. Sometimes it was difficult to handle words so that they might not prove disastrous. You just never knew. There were so many things it was wise not to say or even think, but remonstration for saying or thinking them might be just as bad if Anthony heard and decided to do anything about it. You could just never tell what Anthony was liable to do. Everything had to be good, had to be fine just as it was, even if it wasn't, always, because any change might be worse, so much terribly worse. Oh my goodness, yes, of course it's good, Mom said. You talk any way you want, Amy. It's just fine. Of course, you want to remember that some ways are better than others. Aunt Amy stirred the peas, fright in her pale eyes. Yes, but I don't feel like talking right now. It's good that I don't feel like talking, Dad said tiredly, smiling. I'm going out to wash up.
They started arriving around 8 o'clock. By that time, Mom and Aunt Amy had the big table in the dining room set and 2 more tables off to the side. The candles were burning and the chairs situated, and Dad had made a big fire in the fireplace. The first to arrive were the Sipich, John and Mary.
Isn't that hard to say?
I'm glad I haven't had to say it.
John wore his best suit and was well scrubbed and pink-faced after his day in McIntyre's pasture. The suit was neatly pressed, but getting threadbare at elbows and cuffs. Old McIntyre was working on a loom, designing it out of school books, but so far it was slow going. McIntyre was a capable man with wood and tools, but a loom was a big order when you couldn't get metal parts. McIntyre had been one of the ones who, at first, had wanted to try to get Anthony to make things the villagers needed, like clothes and canned goods and medical supplies and gasoline. Since then, he felt that what had happened to the whole Terrence family and Joe Kinney was his fault, and he worked hard trying to make it up to the rest of them. And since then, no one had tried to get Anthony to do anything. Mary Sipich was a small, cheerful woman in a simple dress. She immediately set about helping Mom and Aunt Amy put the finishing touches on the dinner. The next arrivals were the Smiths and the Dunns, who lived right next to each other down the road, only a few yards from the nothingness. They drove up in the Smith's wagon, drawn by their old horse. Then the Rileys showed up from across the darkened wheat field, and the evening really began. Pat Riley sat down in the big upright in the front room and began to play from the popular sheet music on the rack. He played softly, as expressively as he could, and nobody sang. Anthony liked piano playing a whole lot, but not singing. Often he could come up from the basement, or would come up from the basement, or down from the attic, or just come. sit on top of the piano, nodding his head as Pat played Lover or Boulevard of Broken Dreams or Night and Day. He seemed to prefer ballads, sweet-sounding songs, but one time someone had started to sing. Anthony had looked over from the top of the piano and done something that made everybody afraid of singing from then on. Later, they decided that the piano was what Anthony had heard first, before anybody had ever tried to sing, and now anything else added to it didn't sound right and distracted him from his pleasure.
So every television night, Pat would play the piano, and that was the beginning of the evening. Wherever Anthony was, the music would make him happy and put him in a good mood, and he would know that they were gathering for television and waiting for him. By 8:30, everybody had shown up except for the 17 children and Mrs. Soames, who was off watching them in the schoolhouse at the far end of town. The children of Peaksville were never allowed near the Fremont house, not since little Fred Smith had tried to play with Anthony on a dare. The younger children weren't even told about Anthony. The others had mostly forgotten about him or were told that he was a nice goblin, but they must never go near him. Dan and Ethel Hollis came late, and Dan walked in not suspecting a thing. Pat Riley had played the piano until his hands ached. He'd worked pretty hard with them today, and now he got up and everybody gathered around to wish Dan Hollis a happy birthday. Well, I'll be darned, Dan grinned. This is swell. I wasn't expecting this at all. Gosh, this is swell. They gave him his presents, mostly things they had made by hand, though some were things that people had possessed as their own and now gave him as his. John Sipich gave him a watch charm, hand-carved out of a piece of hickory wood. Dan's watch had broken down a year or so ago, and there was nobody in the village who knew how to fix it. But he still carried it around because it had been his grandfather's and was a fine old heavy thing of gold and silver. He attached the charm to the chain while everybody laughed and said John had done a nice job of carving. Then Mary Sipich gave him a knitted necktie, which he put on, removing the one he'd worn.
The Rileys gave him a little box they had made to keep things in. They didn't say what things, but Dan said he'd keep his personal jewelry in it. The O'Reillys had made it out of a cigar box, carefully peeled of its paper and lined on the inside with velvet. The outside had been polished and carefully, if not expertly, carved by Pat. But his carving got complicated too. Dan Hollis received many other gifts, complimented too. Dan Hollis received many other gifts, a pipe, a pair of shoelaces, a tie pin, a knit pair of socks, some fudge, a pair of garters made from old suspenders. He unwrapped each gift with vast pleasure and wore as many of them as he could right there, even the garters. He lit up the pipe and said that he'd never had a better smoke, which wasn't quite true because the pipe wasn't broken in yet. Pete Manners had it lying around ever since he received it as a gift 4 years ago from some out-of-town relative who hadn't known he'd stopped smoking. Dan put the tobacco into the bowl very carefully. Tobacco was precious. It was only pure luck that Pat O'Reilly had decided to try to grow some in his backyard just before what had happened to Peaksville had happened. It didn't grow very well, and just then they had had to cure it and shred it and all, and it was just precious stuff. Everybody in town used wooden holders old McIntyre had made to save on butts. Sorry, everybody, I'm struggling here. Last of all, Thelma Dunn gave Dan Hollis the record she had found. Dan's eyes misted over before he opened the package. He knew it was a record. Gosh, he said softly. What one is it? I'm almost afraid to look. You haven't got to, darling. She's from the UK. Ethel Hollis smiled. Don't you remember? I asked you about You Are My Sunshine. Oh, gosh, Dan said again. Carefully, he removed the wrapping and stood there, fondling the record, running his big hands over the wooden grove. Grow up. Over the wood grove.
Sorry.
With their tiny dulling crosswise scratches. He looked around the room, eyes shining, and they all smiled back, knowing how delighted he was. Happy birthday, darling, Ethel said, throwing her arms around him and kissing him. Uh-oh. He clutched. Don't give Anthony any ideas here. Oh, sorry, we're not even on screen. He clutched the record in both hands, holding it off to one side as she pressed against him. Hey, he laughed, pulling back his head. Be careful. I'm holding a priceless object. He looked around again, and his wife's arms, which were still around his neck, his eyes were hungry. Look, do you think we could play it? Lord, what I give to hear some new music. Just the first part, the orchestra part, before Como sings. Faces sobered. After a minute, John Sipich said,
Nice.
I don't think we'd better, Dan. After all, we just don't know when the singer comes in. It'd be taking too much of a chance. Better wait till you get home. Dan Hollis reluctantly put the record on the buffet with his other presents. It's good, he said automatically, but disappointedly, that I can play it here. Oh, yes, said Sipich. It's good. To compensate for Dan's disappointed tone, he repeated, it's good.
I like how John Sipich sounds like Slim Pickens. We just cast Slim Pickens in this story.
That's right.
Oh, they ate dinner, the candles lighting their smiling faces, and ate it all right down to the last delicious drop of gravy. They complimented Mum and Aunt Amy on the roast beef and the peas and the carrots and the tender corn on the cob. The corn hadn't come from the Fremont's cornfield naturally. Everybody knew what was out there, and the field was going to weeds. Then they polished off the dessert, homemade ice cream and cookies. And then they sat back in the flickering light of the candles and chatted, waiting for television. There never was a lot of mumbling on television night. Everybody came and had a good dinner at the Fremonts, and that was nice. And afterwards there was television, and nobody really thought much about that. It just had to be put up with. So it was a pleasant enough get together aside from your having to watch what you said just as carefully as you always did every place. If a dangerous thought came into your mind, you just started mumbling, even right in the middle of a sentence. When you did that, the others just ignored you until you felt happier again and stopped. Anthony liked television night. He had done only 2 or 3 awful things on television night in the whole past year. Mom had put a bottle of brandy on the table, and they each had a tiny glass of it. Liquor was even more precious than tobacco. The villagers could make wine, but the grapes weren't right, and certainly techniques weren't, and it wasn't very good wine. There were only a few bottles of real liquor left in town: 4 rye, 3 scotch, 3 brandy, 9 real wine, and a half bottle of how do you say that one?
Drambuie.
Drambuie.
Don't ask me.
I'm just making it up.
Belonging to old McIntyre, only for marriages. And when those were gone, that was it. Afterward, everybody wished that the brandy hadn't been brought out, because Dan Hollis drank more of it than he should have and mixed it with a lot of the homemade wine. Nobody thought anything about it at first because he didn't show it much on the outside. And it was his birthday party and a happy party, and Anthony liked these get-togethers and shouldn't see any reason to do anything, even if he was listening. But Dan Hollis got high and did a fool thing.
If don't get high and do fool things.
Yeah.
Well,
if they'd seen it coming, they'd have taken him outside and walked him around. I'm going to hand that off to you, Chris.
All right. The first thing they knew, Dan stopped laughing right in the middle of the story about how Thelma Dunn had found the Perry Como record and dropped it, and it hadn't broken because she'd moved faster than she ever had before in her life and caught it. He was fondling the record again. This guy, he's high and he's fondling You Are My Only Sunshine. Yeah. And looking longingly at the Fremont's gramophone over in the corner. And suddenly he stopped laughing and his face got slack, and then it got ugly. And he said, "Oh, Christ." Immediately the room was still. So still they could hear the whirring movement of the grandfather's clock out in the hall. Pat Riley had been playing the piano softly. He stopped, his hands poised over the yellow keys. The candles on the dining room table flickered in a cool breeze that blew through the lace curtains over the bay window. "Keep playing, Pat," Anthony's father said softly. Pat started again. He played night and day, but his eyes were sidewise on Don Hollis, and he missed notes. Dan stood in the middle of the room, holding the record in his other hand. In his other hand, he held a glass of brandy so hard his hand shook. They were all looking at him. "Christ," he said again, and he made it sound like a dirty word. Reverend Younger, who had been talking with Mom and Aunt Amy by the dining room door, said Christ too, but he was using it in a prayer. His hands were clasped and his eyes were closed. John Sipich moved forward. Now, Dan, it's good for you to talk. It's good for you to talk that way, but you don't want to talk too much, you know. Dan shook off the hand. Dan shook off his hand. Sipich put on his arm. Can't even play my record, he said loudly. He looked down at the record and then turned around to their faces. Oh, my God. He threw the glass full of brandy against the wall. It splattered and ran down the wallpaper in streaks. Some of the women gasped. Not gassed. That's different. Dan.
There was a lot of pea pods happening. So
That's right.
Could be a little gassy.
Dan, Sipich said in a whisper. Dan, cut it out. Pat Riley was playing night and day louder to cover up the sounds of the talk. It wouldn't do any good, though. If Anthony was listening, Dan Hollis went over to the piano and stood by Pat's shoulder, swaying a little. Pat, he said, don't play that. Play this. And he began to sing. Softly, hoarsely, miserably. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Dan, Ethel Hollis screamed. She tried to run across the room to him. Mary Sipich grabbed her arm and held her back. Dan, Ethel screamed again. Stop.
My God, be quiet, hissed Mary Sipich and pushed her towards one of the men, who put his hands over her mouth and held her still. Happy birthday, dear Danny. Danny sang, happy birthday to me. He stopped and looked down at Pat O'Reilly. Play it, Pat. Play it so I can sing right. You know I can't carry a tune unless somebody plays it. Pat O'Reilly put his hands on the keys and began Lover in a slow waltz tempo, the way Anthony liked it. Pat's face was white. His hands fumbled. Dan Hollis stared over at the dining room door, at Anthony's mother and at Anthony's father, who had gone to join her. You had him, he said, tears gleaming on the cheeks as the candlelight caught them. You had to go and have him. He closed his eyes and the tears squeezed out. He sang loudly, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when I'm blue. Anthony came into the room. Pat stopped playing. He froze. Everybody froze. The breeze rippled the curtains. Ethel Hollis couldn't even try to scream. She had fainted. Please don't take my sunshine away. Dan's voice faltered into silence. His eyes widened. He put both hands out in front of him, an empty glass in one and the record in the other. He hiccuped and said, no. Bad man, Anthony said, and thought Dan Hollis into something like nothing anyone would have ever believed possible. And he thought of the thing in a grave deep in the cornfield. The glass and the record thumped on the rug. Neither broke. Anthony's purple gaze went around the room. Some of the people began mumbling. They all tried to smile. The sound of mumbling filled the room like a far-off approval. Out of the murmuring came one or two clear voices. Oh, it's a very good thing, said John Sipich. A good thing, said Anthony's father, smiling. He'd had more practice in smiling than most of them. A wonderful thing. Swell, just swell, said Pat O'Reilly, tears leaking from eyes and nose as he began to play the piano again, softly, his trembling hands feeling for night and day. Anthony climbed on top of the piano, and Pat played for 2 hours.
Afterward, they watched television. They all went into the front room and lit just a few candles and pulled up chairs around the set. It was a small screen set, and they couldn't all sit close enough to it to see. But that didn't matter. They didn't even turn the set on. It wouldn't have worked anyway. There was no electricity in Peaksville. They just sat silently and watched the twisting, writhing shapes on the screen and listened to the sounds that came out of the speaker. None of them had any idea of what it was all about. They never did. It was always the same. It's real nice, Aunt Amy had said once, her pale eyes on the meaningless flickers and shadows. But I liked it a little better when there were cities outside and we could get real. What? Why, Amy, Mom said. It's a good, I can't do the voices and read. Why, Amy, said Mom, it's good for you to say such a thing. Very good. But how can you mean it? Why, this television is much better than anything we ever used to get. Yes, chimed John Sipich. It's fine. It's the best show we've ever seen.
I'm imagining them watching like the video from The Ring, like like sitting there with the TV with the weirdest. Yeah,
I'm thinking like a screensaver kind of flowing on the screen or something like that.
I initially thought static, but yeah,
Mm.
there's different shadows and stuff.
yeah.
He sat on the couch with the two other men, holding Ethel Hollis flat against the cushions, holding her arms and legs and putting their hands over her mouth so she couldn't start screaming again. It's really good, he said again. Mum looked out the front window, across the darkened road, across Henderson's darkened wheat field to the vast, endless, gray nothingness in which the little village of Peaksville floated like a soul, the huge nothingness that was most evident at night when Anthony's brassy day had gone. It did no good to wonder where they were, no good at all. Peaksville was just someplace away from the world. It was wherever it had been since that day 3 years ago when Anthony had crept from her womb and old Doc Bates, God rest him, had screamed and dropped him and tried to kill him, and Anthony had whined and done the thing, had
So is
taken the
Anthony
village somewhere.
only 3?
That's what they're saying.
Holy shit.
Or had destroyed the world and left only the village. Nobody knew which. Finishes out here, Chris.
All right. It did no good to wonder about it. Nothing at all did any good, except to live as they must live, must always, always live if Anthony would let them. These thoughts were dangerous, she thought. She began to mumble. The others started mumbling too. They had all been thinking, evidently. The men on the couch whispered and whispered to Ethel Hollis, and when they took their hands away, she mumbled too, while Anthony sat on top of the set and made television. They sat around and mumbled and watched the meaningless, flickering shapes far into the night. Next day it snowed and killed off half the crops, but it was a good day.
Oh.
A classic, but all these are.
Can you imagine reading that for the first time? Like,
Seriously.
a lot of us.
That's the first time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And,
it's like I said, all the science fiction tropes I feel like were born in stories from this book. How brilliant is it? Bixby, is that who wrote this?
Yeah.
How brilliant to say, what would happen if a kid was like all powerful? Like, how messed up would it be for a 3-year-old to be all powerful? And it's funny, you know what this reminds me of is Harlan Ellison's "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream." Where the computer is constantly torturing them. It reminds me of that.
I also think of some of the things like Stephen King would do with villages that are cut off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And that somebody's in control or doing things in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah.
I like the his Anthony's preoccupation with death.
Yeah.
Like in things rotting. He likes the smell of things rotting.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is just, it's such a creepy detail.
I'm thinking of my daughter when she was 3 would go out and with her little teeny kid fingers would like pick up insects.
Mm-hmm.
And those insects didn't survive. She'd play with them until they were dead. Like it's crazy. The concept of a kid having that much power is insane. It's an abomination. It's terrifying, and this is so well written. That rat eating itself, I can't even believe how intense that was.
Yeah.
And this was written back in 1953 when they were starting to talk about telekinesis and reading people's thoughts. Is this real? Is this something we're experimenting with this? And of course, then we had L. Ron Hubbard decide he's going to make Dianetics and stuff like that happen from there. But this is around that time, just the beginning of that time.
Yeah. Look at what Keith just said. I was going to say Bixby was a one-hit wonder, but I forgot he wrote 4 episodes of Star Trek, the original series, and Fantastic Voyage. I thought that was... Didn't Asimov write Fantastic Voyage? No, he wrote the novel based on the screenplay, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got that right now.
Yeah, so Bixby must have written the original story idea before the movie.
I'm not
Wow.
looking online here, but I'm pretty sure that Bixby had some other short stories that were pretty amazing. I'm not sure if he has any novel length one that I can remember though.
I'm looking right now. I know I have some stuff from Bixby, but I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I wonder what I have too, but that's up way up by the roof. I'd have to get the ladder.
You don't have it on a spreadsheet or anything?
No, I am the most disorganized person ever. The story was based on Chris's daughter. Absolutely. My favorite comment so far has been Tim here earlier saying, this story is great. It's wonderful. It's really great.
I know, right?
Well, you know what? You can think sometimes how children almost run your households, right? That they are the tail that wags the dog when you have a kid, right? And
especially at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't remember he was 3. He was the
No, I didn't
Twilight
either.
Zone age in my head.
Yeah, in that Twilight Zone episode, he was like a 7 or 8 year old, I think.
Which would still be terrible.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
Besides, did Anthony actually say a word? I don't think he said a word in this story, but in Twilight Zone, they have him with dialogue.
My God, you're right. He didn't say a word.
No,
Didn't he?
think so.
I could have sworn he did when they told Dan to shut up. I'll double check here.
Sure. I thought it was just thoughts that we were told.
I kind of think you're right.
Yeah.
There, Richard. It's a good rolling shorty, says Keith.
You all are behaving, well. It is crazy, like what you said, Chris, about kids just being hard on animals,
everything around them.
I mean, even my daughters, there's a pond near our house, and they always go catch frogs, and so they have a little frog aquarium thing that they set them up, and they got frog food, they feed them, but it's like, I tell them, okay, as soon as you catch a frog, which is fine, catch a frog if you want, but you have to set a date, because 2 weeks that frog has to go back, so he only lives here temporarily. If not, we'll have a tank full of dead frogs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
I've smelled those kind of things before. For myself, I lived on a farm when I was younger, and boy, yeah, dead rotting animals. All of a sudden that you discover that you had in a corner in a jar or something.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. There was one.
He said bad man. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
You got it.
Who said that? Tim.
That was Tim.
Yep. Yeah. And blipped Dan.
Surface tension was great. I liked surface tension a lot. I really liked the microcosmic god, and I did a video on it. One of my favorite stories from this collection, but neither of those stories have anything as intense as a rat being forced to eat itself by a little psychic 3-year-old kid. I would say the Damon Knight story, where he tries to set the girl on fire, is probably close to this one.
Well, you know what? As soon as I read this one, I thought, isn't this Richard Matheson? Like, this sounds like something he would write.
Yeah.
But
no, he did.
They were definitely in the same vein, those two.
Yeah, Born of Man and Woman is very serious. The Matheson in this is very similar to this, actually.
Definitely towards the horror side.
Where is that Damon Knight story, and what is it called?
See, I don't remember the Damon Knight story. I mean, I remember
it's the one where there's no crime and a sociopath is born. So they just try to ignore him as he's trying to light women on fire and kill people and all this stuff. Yeah, it is insane.
Well, they picked that one over
the country of the kind. Yeah. Is that one? Is the one I'm thinking of. That's the other really effed up one in this. And maybe we should change and say, instead of saying most messed up, to the closest to horror. Because Microcosmic God and Surface Tension are both really hard sci-fi, and they are wonderful for it. They really are.
Probably the hardest, if you're talking hard science sci-fi.
Oh yeah,
Cold Equation.
The Cold Equation is crazy. It's the story right after this one, and it is just, I don't know if I should give away a little of the plot. There's a person on a rocket that is going to a very specific place, and there's a stowaway that wants to see her brother on the flight, but she doesn't realize that being a stowaway in space is a bigger problem because now he doesn't have enough fuel to land. So he has to make a very cold equation to figure out what he's going to do morally in this really crazy situation.
And this is like a young teenage girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy story. And my first thought was, well, of course he'll leave instead of her. She can't land it. She doesn't have the scientific know-how to land the thing. So if he leaves, she dies anyway.
There's kind of a lot of little logical things that they go through trying to figure this out.
It is messed up. Great book. Great book.
Yeah. One thing I liked, and maybe I didn't understand it, was how it kept referring to the way Anthony was seeing things as purple.
Yeah, the purple gaze. I was wondering about that too.
I think it was overused. I just think he overused it personally.
Maybe.
Maybe his eyes were kind of purple. I don't know.
It kind of indicated that there was a mental illness, perhaps, to this kid.
I think it goes beyond mental illness. He is born with way too much power.
Well, the doctor recognizes it right away.
Yeah.
Not what's in his mind, but just physically he must be bizarre as well.
Right. Yeah, that doctor was like, kill it quick.
Yeah.
Like that was the one moment. Chris, you should listen to the X-1 radio adaptation of the cold equation. Ooh, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah. So was he actually a child?
I believe he was 3 years old, but was he actually a child? Is a good.
You're right.
Is a good
doctor's
question.
But he was
trying to
born
kill
from
him.
he's born of a woman, so
Yeah. Yeah. Goblin says Anthony is a goblin.
No, he's onto something because they were obviously he does look different.
Yeah.
He looks like a monster.
And didn't it say something about a nice goblin that he telling all the kids that he's a nice goblin, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there is an appearance like that.
I felt so bad on that paragraph because I was like, those kids, when they reach adulthood, are going to have to be told, "Hi, you're in prison, in a torturous hell." Yeah. I bet you money Harlan Ellison was inspired by this with "I Have No Mouth" and I Scream. He was a changeling. Yeah, Tim's referring to the when the fairies would steal a human baby over to fairyland and leave a weird fairy baby in place.
Yep.
Yeah, Tim is my spirit animal.
Hey, Tim, I have an episode coming up about why I like science fiction more than fantasy.
Nice.
Tim's going to respond.
All caps.
Well, he asked me the question.
Why I like fantasy more than science fiction video coming up from Tim.
Exactly, in the sequel.
Oh my gosh, that's a good point, Keith. The Midwich Cuckoos.
Yeah.
God, what a great novel.
I think they kind of fed off of each other, didn't they?
That was your fault, Richard. Thanks for turning me on to Wyndham.
Oh,
yeah. That Midwich Cuckoos was so good.
And he does it in such a calm British style.
He does.
These horrendous things that are happening.
Cozy sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
With John Wyndham.
Yeah, I've only read one Wyndham, is The Secret People, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but it gets violent, like surprisingly violent. For
same with the Midwich Cuckoos. Yeah, they're trying to run down the kids. Yeah.
Have you ever read some of Roald Dahl's short stories, adult short stories?
Not the adult ones, no.
Oh, because he has some very wicked stories in terms of sort of a science fiction twist ending that's of horror.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember one, and this one was just a crime one, that these cops come in and they're wanting to discover why this man had died, and they're searching the house, and his wife is there and she's crying, and then she asks them if they would like some food.
Yes, I have read that one. She cooks them
the frozen lamb,
leg
of lamb out of the freezer and bakes it for them, and they're eating it and we discover that she had used that lamb leg to kill her husband.
That's the murder weapon. She fed the cops the murder weapon.
Yeah,
it's so good. I read that.
That's the kind of stories you would tell. This is the the chocolate factory.
James
guy.
and the Giant Peach fella.
Yeah. But he had some adult weird stories.
He also wrote some like straight up kinky sex stuff.
Yeah, earlier in his career, didn't
Yeah.
he was trying to find his niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a while, his niche was dirty.
You know who also not wrote but illustrated some kinky sex stuff? Dr. Seuss.
Ah,
I went to I was in Maui a couple years ago just on vacation, and I went to an art museum, and they had like a bunch of original Theodore Geisel paintings, and half of them were like I had my kids with us, and we're like, hey kids, do you guys go around on this side, because they're like normal who's and all this and just inappropropriate.
I'm
Quite
thinking of all sorts of
inappropriate, like-
rhyming things in my head right now.
Yes, and I'm just like, it shocked me. I mean, it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm just like, Dr. Seuss, you were a bit of a pervert.
You guys, I think it's raining.
In
I think
Albuquerque?
Richard brought the rain.
Rainbringer. All right. I
Dude,
just had
that's-
a storm here in Winnipeg before we came
It's
on air.
incredible, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's gone wild? Oh, who's gone wild?
Yeah, never. Yeah, your imaginations are correct. What you're imagining is correct.
Yeah.
But honestly, go ahead, Richard.
I was just going to say, I also like the illustrator who always did the Roald Dahl children's books. I think it was Quentin Blake was his name. Sort of scritchy, scratchy kind of illustrations.
So if we're doing kids illustrator trivia, does anybody know who wrote A Boy Named Sue for Johnny Cash?
How's that go with illustrator?
Tim. Oh my God. Who wrote A Boy Named Sue for Johnny Cash? Who knows?
I don't know.
Chat. Come on. Don't look it up. Just tell us if you know. Nobody
I'm trying to think who's an illustrator that wrote music
illustrator and writer.
and writer.
Yes, Joe got it.
Oh, Shel Silverstein. No kidding.
Yeah, Shel Silverstein wrote A Boy Named Sue for Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I only learned about him only about a year or two ago. We actually.
Oh, I grew up with him. I loved him. Yeah. He's so in Utah. The streets are planned very specifically into blocks. So the poem Where the Sidewalk Ends, one of my favorite poems ever. I was obsessed with it when I was a kid, trying to find this liminal space where the sidewalk ended. And we moved to New Mexico, and like literally there was a sidewalk for like 4 houses that just dead ended in the mesa. And I was like, I found it. Yeah, that was huge.
I need an episode now of young Chris looking for liminal spaces.
Seriously, I was, man. Have you ever read Where the Sidewalk Ends?
No.
It's short. It's incredible. It's great poem, and there's so much to it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Jim knows.
Yeah.
It was like what was it called? Like a lamb to something to slaughter, or like a lamb to slaughter.
A lamb to the slaughter would make perfect sense as a title.
Yeah.
That is, I haven't thought about that in years, Richard. Oh my goodness. That is so fun. All right, I have to jump up and grab something real quick.
All right.
What could it was doing? A book? Could it be a book? Could it be? Well, if you know, you know. So, what would you say is the best?
Yeah, I know. I got it.
What would you say is the best? Your favorite short story out of this collection, Richard?
Let me just take a quick look through here again. The Roads Must Roll by Heinlein is a very interesting one. If you know about moving sidewalks, and then think about having sidewalks that go up to when you're going like 100 miles an hour down, between cities and stuff like that. It's an interesting concept. Nightfall is definitely a classic by Asimov. And Arena by Frederick Brown.
Yes.
Might be my favorite.
You talked about that one with Matt and Ira. You talked about Arena, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. Scanners Live in Vain by Cordwainer Smith. Oh, you know what? I don't
have a
look at the list. I think I like
Silverstein.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. The Little Black Bag by C.M. Kornbluth.
Oh my God,
is
it's so
awesome.
good.
I really love that story.
Microcosmic God is amazing.
Yeah. 9 Billion Names of God is very short, but it's a good
That
Clark.
one, it's really strange.
It is.
That one didn't connect to me. I just didn't.
Okay.
You're getting called out, Chris.
Andrea.
Fondly Fahrenheit by Bester. Bester wrote some really good short stories.
What was
a
the
lot
one
of
he
people know
had?
is The Stars My Destination, or
What was
Fondly
his
one
story
other
in
one
here?
that he wrote in the 50s.
What was his
Fondly
story in here?
Fahrenheit is what he wrote in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Kornbluth a lot. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. He's really good.
Yeah, he died young.
I don't
He did
remember
die young.
Fondly Fahrenheit.
Oh, let me you know what? I don't think I can describe it without looking it up here, so I'll just quickly look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the only ones that I don't feel like I remember completely. I remember the cold equation. Yeah, surface tension. The quest for Saint Aquin was weird.
Yeah.
Weird robot horse with a little religious fella on it.
In
Trying to find
1999, Fondly
robots.
Fahrenheit was ranked 4th in Locus's poll for the best novelette of all time.
Wow.
A rich playboy and his expensive multiple attitude android have become two aspects of a single
Yes.
insane murderous personality.
That's a weird one.
It is.
That's why I couldn't remember it and you couldn't describe it. It's freaking, that one is pure chaos.
The android becomes erratic when his immediate environment exceeds a certain temperature. And so then he has to, when the android is put into a foundry, he begins to sing and subsequently pours molten metal on the human supervisor when she investigates the singing.
Yeah.
When the android is destroyed during a high-speed chase, the Vandeleur is shown as continuing his murderous spree after purchasing a cheaper model of android.
Yeah, it gets weird.
Yeah, it's about it's connecting with a person as well, and the temperature is what sets this android off. Yeah, there's a lot of really grim, dark stuff in this book.
No Ellison in here. I think Ellison was a later addition to the science fiction field. Yeah.
He did have some stories in the 50s and 60s, but his best stuff came late 60s.
Well, and I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get people angry at me. We probably can. I read this on the channel and did a lot of these stories on my channel because I loved them so much. And then I was like, okay, I would like to now read the new wave equivalent of this. I would like a new wave anthology. And this is what I chose. Dangerous Visions by Harlan Ellison. And I straight up gave up. I did. I gave up on this because Harlan Ellison, I don't think...
Well, he's the editor.
He's the editor, but he told everybody, like, this is going to be an anthology, just going to change everything. I need you to reevaluate how you write and da-da-da-da-da. So what they eventually got from it was go as gory and shocking as you can. And every story in this, which is crazy because that's not what the new wave is to me. The new wave is a kind of a more navel gazing type of science fiction. This I got so angry with this one because it didn't, and everybody says this is the best anthology of science fiction ever, and of course that's a lot of Harlan Ellison tooting his own horn, which he was super good at. That I think I stopped at the story where there was a person that raped and killed a child and then was forced to relive the moment over and over again in prison. So she just described the murder over and over and over again to the degree that just was so disgusting that I was out. Scanners Live in Vain was incredible. Reminded me a lot of Philip K. Dick. Really good stuff.
And it's really at the beginning of his universe, his Instrumentality of Mankind universe, how they start to be able to travel multiple places through speed of light.
Yeah. No, Joe, I hated Riders of the Purple Wage, but I did read on after that. It was that crazy prison one that made me quit, which is one of the only female writers in the anthology, and she wrote the goriest thing that I have probably one of the goriest things I've ever read.
I think the new wave basically started in England with Moorcock and his magazine.
I agree.
New Worlds, and his writers, Ballard and others. But I think what happened is people thought, "Oh, new wave! It means I have to be as edgy and as crazy
push
as I
all
can
the
be."
boundaries that we can."
And people weren't that. We're trying to be that, and that's where things went wrong.
That is awesome, Keith. I will try it because I do like Judith Merrill that I've read, and I do like the new wave that I've read in. I don't think I'm ever gonna find this in the Moorcock magazine from England.
New World.
Yes, I had a couple of New World anthologies that I absolutely loved that were just so much fun. Yeah.
Judith Merrill did a lot with Kornbluth as Cyril Judd. That's the two of them together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, then the married couple that did things as Lewis Paget when we were talking about
C.L. Moore
and
Henry Kuttner.
Yeah, you can't tell who really wrote what.
You can tell. I can tell.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't. And I usually can tell writers apart, but I can't tell those two apart.
There's what did I read? Valley of the Flame. Really fun, like pulpy adventure novel. But there were some parts and this is before I had read either of them separately. I just read that one first. And as I'm reading it, I'm just like, it seems like at certain points there's a different author. And having since read that and read more C.L. Moore, I can tell, okay, this here is when C.L. Moore took over. Because descriptively, like Kuttner was good, but he's kind of more, at least in my opinion, more of a more action, more descriptively, C.L. Moore's better, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And so I could.
Jarell Jory taught me that.
There's a few parts that I'm just like, this has got really weird descriptively, and then it kind of went back to kind of a pulpy action adventure, maybe more not juvenile, but more YA style adventure, and then it got real heady and real weird again, and then jumped back, and so I could tell when the book I read.
Well, when I read the best of C.L. Moore, I always thought this is Edgar Rice Burroughs if he knew how to really write. Edgar Rice Burroughs was the pulp adventures and lots of great planetary stuff. But if you read some of the stories that C.L. Moore did of Venus and Mars, wow, they're amazing. The imagination and the descriptions.
So, Joe, this is what you can get in America. They did this New Worlds. Does that look upside down or backwards to you guys?
Nope.
No, you're fine.
New Worlds Quarterly. They did like 4 or 5 of them. This is number 2. And mine is, of course, falling apart. These are awesome if you can find them.
Dang, Edgar Rice Burroughs burn.
Oh, I'm going to be in trouble now.
I'm not a fan of Edgar Rice Burroughs.
I do like some of his books. I do like, especially the ones there where there was an island with all the dinosaurs on it. I can't remember exactly what that one was called. At Time's Edge, or I don't know.
Valley of the Dinosaurs.
That's it. You got it.
An island that had kind of a rim that you had to try to get up over and into the valley where the dinosaurs were.
Yeah, I think that was a huge thought at the time that somehow there could be a lost world in this crater-like area.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, there was 3 of them. There were 3 short novels in that area.
Mm-hmm. He's fun. I like Burroughs. He's all right. Nothing to write home about.
He fits in your pulp mortem area.
Definitely,
he's a pillar in that category.
Yeah. He is a pillar. You can't deny how influential and important he was.
Well, he was there before science fiction was science fiction.
Yeah.
And how many other authors he inspired, because there are so many. There's a host of authors
Yeah.
that were just trying to ape his style.
It's strange. Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World by Murakami straight up has that exact same idea of a valley that is a little bit of a lost world. Like it's all the way through to the 80s.
Yep. Best is Grace Adventure by John Taine. That's the best. Go over the rim and find the lost world. By far the best.
Never
I've
heard of
read.
it.
It's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah. Grace Adventure. Best
Is
cover
it
too.
Arthur Conan Doyle that has the land, the
Right here.
lost world, and I think it's a plateau in the jungles of the Amazon, a really high plateau that people can't get to.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that cover from your
This
review.
one. It's legitimately great. Like it's legitimately good. And yeah, John Taine's actually it's actually Eric Temple Bell is the actual artist or author, excuse me. But no, he's legitimately funny too. It's a good story.
Yeah.
So there.
Oh yeah. That's a silly movie.
I remember watching all these old movies, late at night, 10, 11, 12. It was late for me as a kid. And you're just looking for those special effects scenes. They were just so hokey.
Oh, so hokey.
I remember first time I saw Clash of the Titans and just being blown away by the Harryhausen effects. I mean,
yes,
so good, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, that Medusa still holds up.
For real.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And original King Kong, still one of my favorite movies.
I don't know if I've ever even seen the original King Kong.
Oh, definitely worth it.
I'll have to give that a watch.
Yeah.
It's much better than that Peter Jackson one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one either.
I saw it.
Sucks.
But yeah, the original is great.
Well, what else we want? Do you guys want to talk about anything else? We caught up with the chat. Oh yeah, that part's yes.
Yeah,
that's some good.
How about with the?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Skeletons, right? Is that movie too?
I love that scene. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's scorpions. So he also did the Argonauts, didn't he? I think Jason and the Argonauts is the one with the skeletons.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Harryhausen. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. It's so good, man. When is the Weird Frequencies OnlyFans channel starting?
Well, right now,
yeah,
let's do it. I saw Kong. Oh, that's right.
Actually, going back to Peter Jackson King Kong, my wife and I saw that in a really unique setting. We were on a holiday. My brother lives in California. We were on a holiday and we left the kids with my brother, went to LA, and then went across to Catalina Island. And they have there something called the Casino. And it was a place, it looked almost like it's a dome stadium, but it was built 1920s. And they had a dance floor in there and a movie theater in there. And that's where I saw the Peter Jackson King Kong. And it felt like I was back in an old-timey LA area theater watching this movie. And so that was a fun movie experience.
Smart. Yeah, the last I saw Pulp Fiction. It was the last movie I watched in a drive-in movie theater. And because of that, I will always love that experience.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Oh, thank you. My sister-in-law made it for me.
Yeah, we'll take some
right?
we can take
That's
some
Night Shift, right?
That's what?
Night Shift?
It's from Night Shift. Yeah, the story is called I Am the Doorway.
Okay.
But if you I should get up and get it.
It's on the cover of the book, I think.
Well, it's cool because the original first edition paperback of it had the keyhole cuts in it. So it said Night Shift and it was blue and it had all these eyes. And then you opened it and all the eyes, and this was inside. This was the step back art inside. And I remember being like 11, just staring at this piece of art. It's incredible. It's so good.
I work with a charity where we're gathering books that have been donated and we'll sell them for the Children's Hospital. And I found one and I said, you guys got to look this one up because it was the Richard Bachman books and it had the Rage, Full Rage in it.
Yeah.
And
Was
so
it
that one's got to
hardback?
be worth something, I would think.
Was it hardback?
Yep.
I
think there's multiple printings though.
Yeah. So if it's a later printing, but still like the Rage stuff goes for insane amounts.
Yeah.
Richard, what's the best fantasy novel you've ever read? From Tim.
Oh, there's a good question. I want to make a joke and say none, but
But you'd be lying.
but I'd be lying. You know what? I'll just tell you one that was recent that I read that was actually pretty good. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was
He loves his
The
fantasy.
Bridge of Birds by Barry Huart. This is something that I got from just a few minutes from you there, Chris, in Santa Fe. Paul Cooper gave it to me. He keeps trying to get me to read some fantasy, and I love the guy. And so I read this in my recommendation month last month, and it's a China that never was, and it's a very interesting mythological type tale. So Bridge of Birds by Barry Huart.
I got to go get this stupid keyhole version of Night Shift. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Why is there something rather than nothing? Well, you've come to the right live stream. We have all the answers.
Well, there certainly was this interesting nothing outside of that place, right?
Oh, that was with
that
the
is
story
such
we just read.
Creepy, just the short descriptions that you knew things were way off.
And that is such a smart move as a writer, to just put little seeds that makes you, let's our imagination do 90% of the work. It's so smart.
Yeah.
Wait, you just
builds, right?
You dump the excess food or the excess wheat over the edge. What does that mean?
Yeah. There's an edge into the nothingness. And just the slow burn start of how's it manipulating the rat? Like what's that about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make me big.
I've never read it before, Charlie.
Ellison's stories. User Unfriendly said Ellison's stories are good, but they're hard to read. Spot on. Like I have to do like an Ellison and then take like a really long break because they're crazy. Okay, here is the first paperback edition of Night Shift by Stephen King, and when you open it, the step back art is what's on
that's
my
cool.
shirt. Ta-da. Yeah, but I loved it as a kid, man. I mean,
so the term is the step back art.
I think that's the term for it. Yeah.
Okay. And it's a keyhole cover. Is that the term as well?
Well, now I don't know.
Sorry, I kind of like these terminology.
I don't know if I'd bet my life on it, but that's what I've always called them. Yeah.
It sounds right to me.
Yeah.
Joe, stop trying to start stuff.
Where's the Death Bird?
I'm not sure what that book is.
Oh, it's right down here. The Death
That's
Bird
good.
story?
You don't read that. Don't read it, Richard. That's if you don't like fantasy, that'll
what I'm going to say, one
Death
thing I
Bird
do like about
stories.
fantasy is a lot of Twilight Zone, which I talk about a lot because it's my favorite old series of time.
Great show.
They're really more fantasy to horror than science fiction. And it's just those light fantasy turns. Stephen King does that too. Just a little bit of a light fantasy turn. That's the kind of fantasy I like.
I agree. The King of Elfland's Daughter is awesome, but I don't know if it's for Richard. I don't know if you care. Yeah.
Jake's already put me off on that.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's
I
weird.
appreciate it.
There's different types of readers, and that one is very specific to a certain type of reader.
But The Last Illusion by Clive Barker, I have not read it.
I haven't read it either. If Virgil was here, he might have read it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Goblin's calling it something else. He says it's a die cut cover.
Oh,
And I've always heard a keyhole cover and a step back art. So yeah, Keith says keyhole, yes. So I don't know.
But who do we trust? Do we trust Goblin or Keith?
well, I think die cut is the official term that they would use in the publishing. Like if you went to a place where they're printing the books.
That's are the terms.
Well said.
Oh,
I love it. I agree. At least the one I've read.
I've read two. One of them I really did not like, and I wasn't going to read any more Jack Vance. And the other one is one of the coolest books I've ever read, and that was the Dying Earth Volume 1. So
I also read The Big Planet.
Oh, how was that?
It was pretty good. It was adventure,
Okay.
and it was really big. They're trying to get across this planet. It was just so huge.
I have not.
Nope.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, Allison's was a dick. And he was just straightforward about it. Like, nobody's gonna yell at me like, why are you calling Ellison a dick? Because everybody knows that, including Ellison. And I think he propagated that. Yeah.
It would have been his podcast title.
Yeah. I think so.
There's sometimes these people who try to make themselves legendary by the way they talk about themselves. That's kind of the person he was.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Look at Jay. Collectors say keyhole, which makes sense.
I'm not trying to encourage him.
Because I'm a collector. Publishers say die cut. I say artist glory hole.
This is a PG stream, sir.
Jay.
I was trying to class up the joint with this pick today.
I've already made like 2 or 3 dick jokes, so we're beyond that. Chris, that is my favorite Deathbird Stories book cover outside of a recent reissue. I don't know if I've seen the reissue one. That's I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm not aware of it either.
No, I only know that. I mean, I know the paperback cover is different. I think there's a person on the paperback cover.
The Leo and Diane Dillon cover is great.
Oh, didn't I give you a copy of that, Richard?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I gave you my paperback and kept my hardback.
Yeah.
I'm really holding back because Richard is here.
We're on our best behavior.
Right?
I cussed in front of Richard's mom, so I've already done the worst that you can do.
Yeah, I did too. Where were we streaming? And you and I both did.
I don't know, but it was Bad News Bears.
And my mom just laughed and says, "Oh, they're so funny."
Good.
I want a keyhole with Dr. Seuss art, says the Beastries.
Brett.
Hey, Brett's here.
Andre, don't hold back. Let it out.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun to see you guys in person. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm a little scared too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. I liked Ellison.
Good point. Good point, Jay.
Well, she's probably not going to see this one because she usually just sees the things that are on my channel.
Yeah.
Although, if you collaborate, I'll accept it. Maybe she will.
All right. Well, it's up to you. I'll send out a link. Whether you click on it or not, I won't be offended if you don't collaborate.
Speaking of, are we going to get links for the Ebes, Tim, that we were all just on for collaboration?
Yeah, let's collaborate, Tim.
Yeah.
Idiot.
God. So what's the deal? I mean, I'm not sure if people want to hear about this, but what's the deal with lives where you have to wait like half a day before they come?
I don't know.
Available for collaboration.
I don't know.
The algorithm has to go through it because they have to. Yeah, the whole thing has to run through, and sometimes it's a lot faster. Sometimes it's almost instantaneous, but sometimes it does take a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so however backed up the algorithm is for going through it, just because they gotta check and make sure we're not just saying a bunch of nonsense that might not be advertiser or collaborator friendly or whatever.
At the end of that, I heard "my precious" at the end of that comment.
That's just because you're reading about recently read the greatest chapter of all time.
No, that was a long time ago. I just recently read the 12 chapters of Walking.
I should tell you when I met Keith in real life. I was on a cruise on the east coast of Canada, and Keith Tal Zero. I was in Halifax, and I knew that he sounded like he was going to be in New Brunswick area too. And so I went to a bookstore in Halifax, and I go around the corner and I see Keith, by the way, is a tall guy too.
Pretty tall.
Keith there.
On YouTube.
And I'm going, "Hey, it's Keith. Hi." And he looked at me like he was stunned, like the Matrix, something had gone wrong in the Matrix that I was standing there in front of him. It was hilarious.
Dude, the first time I met Richard, he was driving right through my town. So we planned to meet. And we met in the parking lot before we went in, and Richard was like towering over me. And then I shook his hand, and his hand like completely encompassed mine. And it was weird and terrifying and so much fun. And now it's amazing how cool people are off of YouTube, especially for people that are just doing it because they're passionate and having fun. It's really incredible.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
and my
one thing
wife
I've.
loves your family so much too.
Good.
We've really had a lot of good fun with you guys.
Oh, good.
That's one thing I've noticed is that meeting it, the amount of people I've met in person, at least for YouTube, at least for this whole corner of BookTube, everybody's the exact same as they are in person in real life. Like everybody is. It's fun. It's refreshing. That's like, oh, you're not all a bunch of fakers.
Right. Yeah.
Very authentic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Using filters. Except Keith. Keith is not a real person. He is. I have heard he's kind of a much higher voice in real life. So he uses he whenever he makes his videos, which he's only made a couple, he uses some filters to deepen it up a bit and make him look taller. And I'm a faker.
I'm much more lovely in person. Nice.
Jake gave me the most non-committal hug ever. Wait a second. This was filmed. I kissed you. Yeah, I gave you a big old kiss.
I can't remember what we did.
I remember Tim just rumbling towards you, just ready to just grab you.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we did when we met. I think you just came out on your patio and I was like, "What up, dude?" And you were like, "What up?"
Nah,
and then
I think we kissed each other on the lips.
Oh,
gave each other like a hug.
That was you.
It was a grocery bag hug. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're carrying a heavy bag of groceries.
I'm not a big hugger, but Tim, I'll hug you if you need a hug.
Oh, I'm giving Tim a big old kiss on the. Well,
I'm not doing that.
I won't give him not on the lips, but it will be like cheek, lip adjacent. So be ready, Tim. Right in front of your dad too.
The part where the cat rubs on you.
The part where the cat rubs.
It was great seeing Keith. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
There certainly are a few of us that have beards on the in this
it's
corner
true.
here too.
It's cheating. This is makeup for men.
$95. Good Lord.
Just drive. Wait. Just ride along with I'm sure Richard won't mind if you
continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
anything else, wasn't really great direct flights from Winnipeg, at least. There was no direct flights from Winnipeg. You have to go to different airports.
Yeah, going to Denver seems really kind of out of the way and weird.
Yeah. I look like I'm 12.
I need mine for my chin because as I age, I get jowls. It runs in my family, man. So
yeah. Oh yeah, there's some of that going on.
He fondled his record.
Callback. Yeah.
Yep.
Calgary has a direct flight to Pittsburgh. Well, then what's the problem, Tau Zero? Keith?
Yeah.
Hey.
What the heck? Well, I've talked about it. We've discussed it, and yeah, you should come, Keith. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Jake's decided.
I've decided you should come.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot
of money. Yeah, money's
money.
A good point. That's a really good point.
You spend it all to get to New Brunswick there.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes, in and out,
Paper in, paper out.
Paper in, paper out. All right, gentlemen. This has been a lot of fun. Call me Harry Maw.
Harry Maw?
I don't know if I know Samuel Smith.
I don't think so either. Maybe once or twice I've seen you around.
Yeah.
So if you're new, Samuel, welcome.
Yeah.
Stop sending money.
Oh, Andrea.
I'm hoping to go to Toronto. Well, I'm planning to go to Toronto after Pittsburgh, so I'm hoping to connect with Andrea up there too and see the library collections and stuff like that, and maybe run into Jim. I don't know. There's also just north of Toronto is Matt Defoe of Science Fiction Reads that I've done some work with. He and Ira and I. I'm the worst.
I'm the worst. Oh, we will what? What are we talking about? What are we going to do now?
You get to see some cool stuff in Toronto and some of the collections there.
Yeah, gotcha.
You will.
All right. Hey, gentlemen, this was a lot of fun. This was
so bad.
It's it is kind of refreshing reading a good story for once.
Right?
Because the
Seriously.
last couple have just been stinkers, which make for a very unhinged episode, which is kind of fun in a different way.
Right. No,
There is entertainment in that.
Richard made a good point. He wanted to choose one that he knew you weren't going to get a stinker.
Yep. Which is nice. It is I do appreciate reading a good story every now and then. Don't jinx it. Oh, that's true. WizFest is happening at the I thought it was at the exact same time.
One day, YouTube's going to make me rich enough that I can go to WizFest. That's where that's the goal that I have.
Feels like that's a regrettable name.
Oh no, that is the most perfect Jimmy name that he could have named it.
If you know the people that are going, it's
That's
perfect.
right. I think that thing.
I didn't realize that was a Jimmy event.
Oh, it's going to be unhinged. You know, it's going to be. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sad to miss it.
I know it'd be awesome. Someday we're going to WizFest. Someday.
Yeah, that's right. When that YouTube money comes in.
Rob's here.
Hey,
We'll
forgot
start
to
over.
even talk about that Rob wasn't going to be here.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention it. He's on the thumbnail. He's on
I'm
the thumbnail
still
because we
waiting.
knew he would show up.
In the comments. That's right.
still waiting for my first live with Rob. I really want to get together with him sometime.
He's fun.
They went to the wrong WizFest.
You know something funny? Virgil did that game video that we were on. Were you on that with me, Chris?
I
You
was
weren't.
in the chat.
Yep, me
That's
too.
right. You guys are in the chat. Reroll. I'm saying reroll. My son he's super into that type of game. Like he loves those type of games. He's always making his own. We played one today, which was basically he basically copied Virgil's live stream. He's watched that 2 or 3 times already.
Wow.
I like come in the room and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's watching us play that game and he laughs every time Rob says do a reach around the troll or do a reach around on the troll, and he's laughing and I'm like, I hope you don't know what that means, but he loves that video of just us. He's like,
those games sound fun. Is that modern or is that something that he has from like the 70s?
Who knows?
That sounds like a 70s, 80s game.
Yeah, seriously. It was so fun.
Yeah, he should definitely.
They wouldn't read the dang sign, and I was throwing money in the chat to make him read the sign.
If you haven't watched, go to Literally Books' channel and watch the live stream of
the most
his game.
recent live. Yeah,
it's so funny.
Oh,
so many people watch people playing games. I've never kind of got it, but watching you guys play games, there's an entertainment of its own there going on.
Well,
too.
and I love the fact that we were helping make decisions.
Yeah,
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Axe sign.
I'm not sure.
Rosemary.
I'm not sure we were that
Rosemary.
helpful in some of the decision choices we were suggesting.
Well, we were all working against each other too.
Somebody said cut down the sign, and somebody else said cut down Rosemary, and it was.
Well, I was trying to kill Rosemary the whole time.
Yep. Well, you give it a good shot at the well.
Yelling, get in the boat.
Yeah, definitely. I want Virgil to do more of those because he's got 100 of those different games. It'd be a cool series.
I couldn't believe how simple it was in the end too.
Yeah.
Because it's like I was watching for like an hour of you guys trying to figure out how to get Rosemary in a boat, and really you didn't have to. There was, there's a big story at the castle that you had to figure out.
Yeah,
you can tell Virgil has ran so many of these with his kids and stuff.
Oh yeah,
he was so patient with us.
Yes.
Oh,
he
he was.
Yeah.
That was
he's
fun.
a perfect game master or whatever they call him.
Yeah.
Yep, it's true.
So,
anything cool coming up on your channel, Jake?
No, just making videos, doing reviews, reviewing videos, rolling stuff. How about you guys,
Richard?
I got a couple videos coming up. I'm going to be going away for a little bit, and so I've got a couple of videos coming up that are almost clickbaity. The first one is called "Is Science Fiction as a Genre Dead?" I had a commenter on my channel say that's a 20th century thing. Science fiction, really, it's not. It's kind of fading away now. So
that's bullshit. But okay.
So. And then the other one is science fiction versus fantasy. And that was because basically Tim asked me why I don't like fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, it's not clickbait if it doesn't deliver. Like clickbait gets you to click on it and then it's something else.
Oh, no, okay, then that's not true. I do
Yeah.
talk about what the title is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's not
Yeah, then
clickbait. It's
that's
just
just
a
good
hook.
marketing. Then
It's
yeah,
just a
that's
hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to make a good hook for those ones. Yeah.
Well, I went and saw The Backrooms last night and woke up this morning and made a video talking about the movie The Backrooms. So that'll be up on my channel tomorrow.
Nice. How
With
many
one
times
of-
do you say weird in it? And weird or liminal?
Oh God, 400 probably. It's one of my favorite thumbnails I've ever made. It's ridiculous.
I saw the thumbnail. It is good.
It is minimal, but I really love it.
I don't think we've had the W word in here at all from Chris today.
That's weird.
I don't recall, not that one. There's a
Oh.
different one.
I think I replaced wild with weird and
Ah,
incredible. Those
Okay.
are the words now that I need to get out of my vocabulary.
Bring it back. I'm sorry I made fun of you. I'm sorry I made so many
I
memes
love
and
it.
gifts because I loved it when you just wild.
Yeah.
My kids don't even say it normally. They just say it around the house. They go like
wild.
for no reason. So like, where are we going, Dad? It's like, we're gonna go, we're going to your uncle's house, and they'll wild. It's, like, it's not. You're just playing with your cousins.
That is awesome. Yeah, it took me a bit, but the whole family came out and watched it with me last night. So
I think I'm gonna go tomorrow and go see it.
yay.
Is anybody interested in Disclosure Day?
I kind of am.
I'm curious.
Yeah, it's weird. Spielberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, you're not.
Maybe.
When's the last time Spielberg made a good movie?
See, that's what I kind of wonder.
It's like,
What
was
movies did
Munich
he
the
make?
last good one?
Jaws.
And, like,
The last good one might be Saving Private Ryan.
I watched some kind of weird spy
No.
movie where the end they were on a bridge. And there was like one country on one side of the bridge and another country on the other side of the bridge, and they were turning.
Is this World War II?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Saving Private Ryan.
No. I've never seen Saving Private Ryan. Never watched it. No.
Does somebody die in the middle of the bridge?
No.
Okay.
The whole end is a trade-off between these two countries.
Oh!
Because
I
they're
know what you're talking
spies.
about.
Yeah, they're
Spy movie.
spies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. I don't
It was okay.
remember Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to see that Mandalorian movie.
Bridge of Spies. We
Bridge of
got it.
Spies. Yes, thank you, Tim.
Bridge of Spies. Yes,
And
there you go.
Chadwick and Ryan and
Yeah.
Chadwick. Berlin Wall, Chadwick. Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to a guy I interviewed last night. His name is Kyle Pinion. He is a movie film critic from Georgia. And so we talked about movies a little bit, and this just reminded
Country
me of
or
it because
state?
we seem to have a lot of people here who love movies.
Mhm.
It's definitely worth looking up his writing on something that's called screenrex.com. Rex is EREX. So
Oh, okay.
screenrex.com.
Who did
I haven't
the
watched
Alan,
that video yet, Richard. It looked
Who did
interesting.
the
though.
Alan Turing movie?
What about that movie?
That felt like a Spielberg. Was that Spielberg?
I don't think so.
And what about
I know which one you're talking about. What was it called?
the Tolkien
Imitation
movie?
Game?
Yeah, the Imitation Game. That
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like a Spielberg.
Yeah. It was
Tolkien,
a
the
good one.
movie Tolkien, I really liked too.
Yeah. I bet we have some knowledgeable people here. They'll tell us if Imitation Game is from him. I also like
The
The
Bridge
one
movie
about-
about spies was Bridge of Spies. Oh, I
Best
did not
spy movie
like-
I've seen in a long time was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Did you see that with Gary Oldman?
I do like
I
Gary
don't think
Oldman.
I have.
I liked him when he was young, when he was Gary Youngman. No, it ain't him.
Hmm.
Until you did your rim shot there, I didn't realize that was a joke.
All right, I have a question for everybody in the chat then. Has anybody ever heard of this science fiction magazine from this horror / science fiction magazine from the 70s? Fantasy Classics #1 is The Terror by I just did a haul video on these.
Wow.
and they are the coolest.
That's awesome.
They're bringing back each one of these is one story that they're trying to bring back into print, and it's by the guy that created Comic-Con.
Oh, Ken
Kruger. And they only ended up doing 5 of them. They planned on doing 12 a year. They only ended up doing 5 of them. And I got all 5 of them and have been obsessed with them since.
Yeah, nobody's saying they've heard of it. That's
only 5 of them. And they look cool. Huh. I messed up my camera by doing that.
Those are cool collector items. That's the kind of stuff you love. Like I like some of these short items where people want to publish a whole series of science fiction books and they only had like 4 out or something like that. Those are cool little collections.
Yeah, that's like this. And it's funny because somebody had the first 3 on eBay and they had like a ridiculous price on it. And I offered them $20 and they were like, yeah, and just sent them to me. And I was like, okay. Yeah.
I think often there's people, sometimes there's people that are just trying to get something out of their house. And so they'll put a ridiculous number on there. eBay is full of ridiculous numbers, by the way.
Seriously.
Yeah. And, making an offer that's a reasonable offer, I think is pretty much taken
that's
every time.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Ancient Sorceries by Algernon Blackwood. And they do have a couple of other stories in them. If the story's too short, but yeah. And I do have a lot of those illustrated classics, Joe.
Show us more. Show us more.
Okay. How about this one with the lady with the nice behind? Wait, is this PG?
Yeah. Who cares?
Oh, and there's some art in the Obsidian Ape. There's stuff that I couldn't show on YouTube. But yeah, they have.
You mean on your channel? So you're just gonna show it on my channel? No.
I couldn't show it on your channel either. It is X-rated. Yeah, this one. There are some very intensely in-colored, well-drawn boobies in this magazine. But yeah, they're really cool. I mean, I was shocked. I had to have them all. The werewolf one. Yeah. Werewolf. So cool. Yeah, I don't know. I looked everywhere for information because I was going to do have you ever heard of this old magazine, check it out type of video, and I couldn't find any info on it at all.
Nice.
Tim, I disagree with you.
Dude, Tim is just a hot take machine lately, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. I got nothing to say to that. One of my favorite Tim video moments was the end of his review on the Willows, where he gets is that the one where, or is that, I might be thinking of the Wendigo. I think that his end of the Wendigo was really good because he films it outside.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Maybe it was the Willows. I can't remember. Either way, it was a dang good time. Almost as fun as dropping a book in a bucket of water.
I remember that one.
that was the moment that everyone on YouTube simultaneously cringed.
Hey, the bag did pretty good, though. I gotta say, it protected it pretty good.
It was for science.
That's not what. At that moment, we're lucky we did not live within the same city. Even 2 hours apart, I would have gotten my car right then and just. LeCar's books are unreadable. I don't think I'm familiar.
I've never read them. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. That was a LeCar book.
For science.
Yeah, for you monster. Clark Ashton Smith or Lovecraft?
Neither.
Here's
my hot take.
So here's the deal. I have not found my Lovecraft story yet. I feel like he always goes a little too over the top. He doesn't have the same atmosphere and subtlety that the writers that I love do. He seems like the Marvel Universe version of the horror that was named after him, which is weird to say, but I feel like the stuff before it was a little bit better. But I also haven't found my Clark Ashton Smith story, so I can't answer that question because I don't know
Have you read The Outsider, Chris?
I have not. Do you think that's my one? Is that Lovecraft or Smith?
Yeah, that's Lovecraft.
Okay, I'll do that next.
That was the first Lovecraft I ever read, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." It's not the typical tentacles and weirdness and that you think of. It's
yeah.
You would actually love The Outsider, I think.
If I had to choose right now, if I was forced, my favorite Lovecraft is In the Walls of Eryx, which is in this issue of Weird Tales that Andrea sent me.
Aww.
Isn't that cool? Look at that, In the Walls of Eryx. That's my favorite Lovecraft story, and it wasn't his idea, and it's one of his only sci-fi stories. So yes, I will check out. I'm not saying they don't rule, Tim. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I haven't found my way in yet. I don't have my, like, I have my William Hope Hodgson, I have my Algernon Blackwood, I have my Arthur Macken. I don't have my Lovecraft, and I don't have my Clark Ashton Smith yet.
Have you read Seed from a Sepulcher? Because that's the only Clark Ashton Smith I've read, and it's awesome. It was awesome.
I'll have to check that one out too. Yeah, the one I read was a bunch of necromancers go to a ruined town and bring everybody to life so they can
all I can say is Hodgson.
Be kings. Hodgson, I love
Hodgson. Yeah, you don't like The Color Out of Space?
It was fine. It was good. 2.5.
2.5.
No, it's better than that. No, I'd give it a 4. I'd give it a 4. A 4 out of 5. Yeah, I feel like for me that he went, it got so crazy at the end that I was laughing instead of feeling terror and mystery, with like all the weird shits shooting out of the well and it just he goes over the top. The same thing happened in the Witch House. Like here comes Brown Jenkins eating the dude's body, and I'm like, oh my God, laughing my ass off because it just went crazy. And I will find it. I will find my HP Lovecraft. I will, and maybe The Outsider is the one.
That's a good place to start. Have you read? Because my favorite is Shadow over Innsmouth. Have you read that one, Chris?
Nope. I mean, I did when I was a kid. No, I did when I was a kid. That's the one where he goes to the town with all the fish people, right? Yes, Charlie. The Door to Saturn. I did it on the channel. It's in this pulp, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I compared it to A Voyage to Arcturus, and also the one we were just talking about in the story in the book we read today, Weinbaum, the Martian Odyssey. Yeah, this is Clark Ashton Smith wondering what Saturn would be like, and it's just Wonderland. He's just it's probably the best Clark Ashton Smith I've read so far.
Yeah, The Outsider. It's very gothic feel.
Maybe I'll try that one. Also,
you can read it. You'll read it in 10 minutes. It's short.
Oh, okay. Virgil keeps talking about his fantasy take, and I think I might like that too. The unknown quest of Cardiff, or the Cardiff. Yeah.
I believe this was by Dunsany. Oh,
yeah. I like that. So.
I feel like there's going to be just a bunch of people around the Weird Tales magazines and
Pulp Fest. Oh yeah,
Pittsburgh there.
Yeah, yeah. But the tallest people get the first choice, so you guys, you guys are in. Zethra. See, there's so much I got to try. I just got to keep going through them. I'm going to find. Unknown Kadath is a banger. Okay, that's the one that I've heard I might really like.
I just figured out what Cass is.
Yes, Clark Ashton Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's having a broken heart over here.
Oh, because you can sneak in underneath all these guys.
That's true. It might actually work to your advantage.
Yeah.
Please put them on the lower shelf.
Do the Pulp Fest people have any idea the amount of insanity we're drumming up this year? Does anybody talk to these fellas?
Yeah. Like, do they know that they really should owe you a big debt?
We are coming. We are coming at them, and we're bringing people.
Last time I went, there was a lot of so one of the organizers said like, "Oh, I really love the fact that all the vloggers are here," and we're all like, "Vloggers?
Good
We're
old
not
vloggers. Good old vloggers."
This one's gonna be it's gonna be quite a bit more. Not just we're hyping up a lot of it, but but no, there's a lot of people there that are like vendors and stuff that are viewers that are you know. But I've said this before. There's a lot of them too that'll come up and introduce themselves. Hey, how's it going? We'll hang out and it's a good time. But there's probably 2 or 3 times as many more that will make eye contact with me. And they would just kind of go like, okay. And then go back to what their business. So I love that.
I know you. I'm not going to bug you, but I've
seen you, you clown.
You're just famous, man.
Yeah.
Famous in one in one hotel room in Pittsburgh for one weekend.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much cons anywhere, isn't it?
Right.
Right. You were vlogging. I was not. I'm not bringing. Well, I'll bring my camera just so maybe we'll live stream. But yeah, I'm going to play. I'm not going to work.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to try to be so far ahead on my channel. My kid is flying currently. She's on an airplane flying to Japan. So I have 4 weeks where I can just.
I'm not sure what that meant.
I can record videos, all kinds of videos. I'm like empty nester for the next 4 weeks. I have all the time in the world.
Nice.
Mountains of Madness. Yeah, I've heard good things about that one. Yeah. I'll have to find Lovecraft.
You guys in the chat can help me out. What was the one with the Lovecraft with the lobster people? It's Whisper in the Dark. You'd like that one too, Chris.
I read that one.
Yeah. You don't like that one?
The one that ends with all the heads on the shelf and they're all gonna go back and forth to the other planet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Whisper in the Dark is about these weird alien lobster creatures in the hills, and this guy is working with another guy, but it truly ends with his head in a bottle on a shelf because he's going to go to the lobster planet.
Oh, then which one am I thinking of when they're in the man's skin suit?
That's Whisper in the Dark.
Oh, maybe I just don't remember the head part of that.
That's because it's over the damn top. And that's my problem with H.P. Lovecraft.
Is it over the top for 1935 though?
I think so. But it's weird because I consider weird as starting in like the 1890s and growing and getting more popular, and H.P. Lovecraft is kind of the one that everybody talks about now. But I think he was when it went mainstream. Yes, brains. Am I saying heads? Brains in jars. Yes, yeah, Charlie. Right. That's correct. Brains in jars.
So, Richard, you don't like Lovecraft or Clark Ashton Smith? I feel like we glossed over this because we like you, but let's hold on a second. What's going on here?
I'm tune still in tomorrow for why I like science fiction or
Well, that's horror thoe.
I know. I mean, I do like some horror. There's no doubt about that. I guess I would say that fantasy and weird kind of fit that same category for me, that it just doesn't click for me.
Gotcha. Keith was a brain in a jar once.
I still am.
Abby Normal.
Abby something.
They did a great operation. I couldn't tell.
God, that is one of my favoriteest movies ever.
Hey, get out of here with that promotion. Promote your stuff on your own channel. Get that. Oh.
I have to read Genius Loki. It sounds awesome. Lovecraft was my gateway drug. I think that's actually true for a lot of people. I think that's how it went. That was their way into the weird.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yep. Now it's a Richard therapy session.
I'm not going to be doing a recommendation month again for a long time because I have a feeling I know how that might go.
We have Richard on the channel, and everybody's talking about weird. We should be talking about science
I
fiction.
know.
No. I'm very fine with this. That's fine.
14-year-olds. Shh. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. Maybe that.
That and Black Sabbath, yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Or Back Sabbath.
What's Back Sabbath? That's just taking a nap.
What's that image he has in his icon there? Is that like a little tank?
It looks like a little tank built out of
Like
junkyard stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. What is that, Samuel Smith? What you got there? I'm getting too high to be on this thing right now.
Oh yeah, I love Fantasy Month.
Oh, yes, that was
Fantasy February.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
because
February.
Just because everybody took good care of me this year. They all voted on good books. So it was
I
all
was
like
so surprised.
good books back to back to back. It surprised me.
Yeah.
If you would have put King of Elfline's Daughter there, I would have voted for you, thinking it was a good book.
Then I'd have drove to New Mexico and punched you in your bearded face.
But
then I'd read that hot trash.
Then I'd let you stay and take you to White Sands and Carlsbad Caverns. And you'd be like, these are the coolest things I've ever seen.
But would I forgive you for making me read Elflin's Daughter?
Well, luckily I skipped a bullet on that one and let Tim take that one. So Tim's getting punched.
I hate him. I hate Tim. November. I don't take part of tags. I don't do November. If I happen to release dinosaur things during November, that's my own business.
I feel like everybody missed how damn funny that joke was because not enough people were watching us at the time. Jake, that was hilarious. Sorry.
When I'm playing with dinosaur toys.
Yeah.
And people are watching me.
What's Dinovember? Did we ever find out what that tank was?
I don't know.
He said Quar, Quar. I'm assuming that's whatever it is.
Huh.
Don't know.
That's pretty cool.
You might have to explain that if we have time here.
Chris, thoughts on Dunsany's Gods of Pagania?
I've only read a few and I really, really love it. He built his own mythology. And it is really fun.
Oh, that's people in tubes. No.
Oh, Rob, that's a great idea.
I think somebody did octopuses.
Yeah,
There's a couple of books that have octopus.
So unfortunately, October for me is horror straight up. Like I am a Halloween fanatic. I won't touch anything else.
I really like reading just whatever I grab or what, the squirrel, this book here looks interesting.
Yeah.
I'm hesitating to do any kind of month theme again.
What did you do before? Or what have you done before?
Well, it just happened that I was getting recommendations from a bunch of people. So last month I just read books that they wanted me to read.
Yeah.
But I was getting tired of it by the end of the month.
Yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard.
And I did Dinovember. I had a good time with it, but sorry, Andrea, I don't plan to do it this year.
Take that, Andrea.
I might read one.
I agree with Tuxgasm. September is
spooky stuff starts in September.
Yeah. Plus, I'm really confused by what the name means. Maybe he works at a tuxedo store and his tuxedos are so amazing.
Maybe he looks that good in a tuxedo.
Right. Yeah.
Good.
Tuxgasm. What's the story?
Oh, yeah. I did Rocket Summer. That one was interesting.
Oh, Andrea.
There goes my tour in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right.
Richard, how about Slaves of Sleep? I put Slaves of Sleep on my Fantasy February every year, and I don't even think it's fantasy. It never gets voted on. It always gets close, but always gets beat out.
I've probably seen it there, but I have no clue what it is.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh,
I stay away from him. I've read his work, but I stay away from him.
Oh, I'll read it, Joe. Don't worry. It's just a matter of time. It has the cover with a Cyclops goblin who's about to get bonked in the head by a club.
I read the big one that they made into a movie, Battlefield Earth. Yep. I
So
could have
wait.
made a pulp boredom movie of that one.
Wait,
you gotta
Samuel
call me when you do that. I'll help.
Oh man, that was bad.
Samuel Smith, that didn't tell us what the tank was. Because that doesn't look like an alien
No.
anteater.
Well, how do you know?
Well, it's true. It is an alien. So you make a valid point, Jake. Maybe.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Battlefield Earth. That was John Travolta as wearing huge boots. So he was like 7 or 8
God.
feet tall.
Oh, so
with
stupid.
dreadlocks.
My brother would always, he calls, what does he call him? Oh, because they see the human at one point eating rats, so they think rats are their favorite food. So he called him, "What are you doing, rat brain?" And when it's horrible, the worst acting you've ever seen. Me and my brother would always call each other rat brain. Like, put that down, rat brain.
Oh,
Have you read much Robert Silverberg, Richard? If so, where do you
No.
suggest to start?
I haven't read a lot
I-
either.
no, I need to read some. So I can't give you any suggestion. Probably going to start off with one of his collection of short stories, to be honest. That's usually where I go when I'm getting into an author.
I have
Brian
heard
really-
don't start with Down the Line. by
Up the
Robert
line.
Silverberg. Or Up
Yeah.
the Line, that's what it was.
I've heard that too.
Brian really turned me off to the idea of Silverberg. But Virgil keeps saying some book about wings that we all need to read that he thought was really
Night
good.
Wings?
Yeah, probably that. Yeah. If that's yeah. I just don't know. Silverberg. Also, I did not like Silverberg's story in Dangerous Visions, although looking back now, it's one of the least insane.
There we go. A war game. Okay.
Oh,
So that was a
fun.
game.
Wars War. Yeah.
Well, it's a cool little thing.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh,
Majipur.
Majipur is good. That's fantasy, though, right?
I think
Richard
he's one
doesn't
of those
read
guys
fantasy.
I think he's one of those guys who has science fiction basis for the fantasy,
Mm.
sort of like the Dying Earth type thing.
I'm really interested in your video tomorrow, Richard. I was just about to say, like, what is the difference between those two? That one calls to you one, but then I just realized that's literally what your video is about tomorrow. So,
Well, sorry, tomorrow's one is the genre of science fiction dead.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then it's Monday that'll be
Oh,
the
got
science
it.
fiction
Oh,
versus
good.
fantasy.
Just don't read the comments. Just maybe
Just
stay
ignore
out-
them for the whole weekend.
Just for
Um,
that next video, just pretend like they're not there for a bit because
Yeah.
I did my Marion Zimmer Bradley. I had some fun comments on that
Oh,
one.
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
Tuxgasm, I've heard Book of Skulls and Dying Inside are the two that I hear most often said are his best. Wheel of Genre did Book of Skulls and loved it.
I've heard good things about Dying Inside as well. I've heard it's bleak but good.
Yeah. Oh, there's another thing I'm doing with my channel. Friday, I'm going live with Wheel of Genre, and we're talking about the Yukio Mishima tetralogy that we just finished the read along for.
There's a channel that more people need to discover.
Agreed.
Oh, I
yeah.
love Wheel of Genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're not drinking. I'm not today because I haven't had dinner yet.
I'm pretty messed up, so I'm with you, Salty Walt.
I'm on my best behavior with the dean of BookTube here. I'm not
Smart. You're a smarter man than I am.
making a dang fool of myself like Chris.
Downward to Earth. That's the one about the crazy elephant aliens, right?
So,
Oh,
where are we
yeah,
at?
I think
Oh.
you're right. I mean, the cover at least has that image on there.
Yeah.
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 I don't know what this is. Garment or Kane fan?
Garment of Cain fan?
I don't know what that is. Sorry, user. That's true. We appreciate it, Walt. Gee, ouch.
$70. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
don't
also-
go for it. You can find that one much cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you called me the dean of BookTube.
It's
I'm
true.
fine with owning it, but certainly not.
It'll stick.
Yeah.
You think so? There
Hello
could be a
and
lot worse nicknames than that.
welcome to Vintage SF. I am the Dean of BookTube.
Ah,
Yeah.
Steve showed up. We weren't talking about you.
Yeah. Hang up, hang up, hang up.
I know, right? Rob is drinking Mountain Dew out of a massive tanker.
You
Boy,
know he is.
that boy can pound Mountain Dew. I love it. I haven't had Mountain Dew since I was 13.
All my friends drank Mountain Dew like crazy and they all got kidney stones, so I quit drinking it.
So sweet. Like I don't even like honestly, I had COVID back when it was going around, back when it was popular. I got COVID and it changed the taste of all soda for me.
Oh wow.
So all soda literally tastes like, I know what it's supposed to taste like. Anymore, it tastes like some kind of weird fertilizer type chemical thing that I've smelled and like dirt soil. And it's anything with like, I'm sure it's just whatever high fructose corn syrup or whatever it is. But like same as like sweet candy. And I wasn't big in candy to begin with, but anything like a Starburst or Skittle, anything like that, I'm just like, it tastes like poison to me. Like I can't get it out of my mouth fast enough. Also can't eat yogurt. All yogurt tastes like sour cream. And it also made me allergic to bananas. And so
and
like,
that's to this day. Like to
this day still.
Wow.
I can't eat those things. They're gone to me.
Yeah.
So I don't even drink. I didn't drink much soda before, but now I'm like, no, forget it.
I can't even understand the chat anymore.
Oh.
I don't know what that
I think there's
means.
too many drinking games out there.
Right.
There's a lot of drinking games.
I don't understand Keith's response.
Ooh.
I'll stick to White Monster.
It's a energy drink. He's trying to kill himself.
Oh. And then Salty Walt says Garments of Cayenne is.
I like cayenne.
Oh, he finishes down here.
Yep. And you know what? I have heard of
okay.
I have heard of that book. There's a chance I might actually have that one.
Whiskey, Jay. He mixes his whiskey with whiskey.
Oh, I do like Verner's ginger ale. But I'll take my whiskey straight. On the rocks. Now we're just talking about soda.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not here to talk about soda.
Last time Jake and I were live, we talked about food for 3 hours.
I remember that.
The time before that, we talked about cartoons and action figures for about 2 hours.
One?
Yes.
Oh,
where
man.
Jake put that next episode. I didn't even watch the live episode. I just watched that second one that he put out.
It always gets weird right at the end. And
after that stream, my face legitimately hurt. Like I'm like aching.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about soda. All right.
Not much soda.
Well,
we're going on 2.5 hours.
That.
Bubbly.
Yeah, I'm certainly drinking a bunch of bubbly. Someone told me though that it is so acidic that it can take away the enamel in your teeth.
I've heard
Who
that,
needs
but
enamel on their teeth anyway.
I don't think I drink that much bubbly.
No, I drink a lot of carbonated water. Like that's pretty much. I never drink flat water anymore.
Yeah,
Jim, which
with you, Jake.
Who wants flat water?
Right?
Where are we, peasants?
Boring.
Yeah, shoot some air into that. What the hell?
I always love this joke. I think it's a Stephen Wright joke. You know, I got some instant water, a box of instant water, but I don't know what to add to it.
Are you doing any more cartoons, Richard?
I'm not right now, and I don't have a plan to do so. I'm really completely into the books right now. It could happen someday. You know, retirement. Hopefully, it'll be a long time.
How is how's the new digs? You enjoying your house?
Apartment? I am. Yeah, we love our apartment.
That's great.
For those who haven't watched, I've downsized from a house, my wife and I, into an apartment for our retirement here, and got rid of some stairs. I have a 90-year-old mom, and so her getting into our house was really difficult at one point.
That Chris cussed in front of.
Yeah, and so anyway, make a long story short, we love the move. It's going to be a lot easier for traveling to have an apartment versus a house. And when things happen like a big rain out here, I'm not thinking about the eaves troughs or the rain spouts or anything like that. And that's kind of a break that I enjoy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jake went into his bad voice there. And now, the bad. Okay, now I think we're done. It's only going to get weirder the longer it goes.
We're starting to spiral the drain now.
Yeah, seriously. Good to see you,
good
Richard.
Gonna come of this.
glad to be on a live with you. It's been a while since you and I have chatted.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it's always easy to pick up with you. We have a good time.
Yay.
Oh, and they're talking about my egg puns. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks to Jake, those we gained some views.
It's weirder.
Those are easy to draw because I was just take a picture and put eyes and a mouth on an egg.
Mhm. Stop it. Well, hey, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining
Thanks
me.
for
and
having
doing
us,
this with
Jake.
me.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah. It's always a good hangout.
Wait, do you know what's coming up next week?
Nope, no idea.
All right.
So yeah, if anybody out there wants to hop on and join me, anybody's welcome. If you want to roll with me, if you just let me reach out with an anthology or a collection that you have, see if I have it too, and if so, we'll make it happen. I want you to either read good stories or suffer with me.
Yeah, that's right.
Choose wisely.
Choose why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's very good. It's a very good stream. Very good stream.
Very good. Yes. Very good stream. All right, gentlemen.
Stop it. Click it. Hang up.
Hold on. All right. Did we already go through everybody's channel? We did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just subscribe to them. You all are anyways. If
Oh,
you're watching this, if you're watching this, you're already watching this. So.
Just watch everything we put out. It's interesting all the time.
Everything's good.
good.
Nothing's bad. Everything's good.
Everything's good. It's good.
That's right.
Good that I said
Good call
that.
back there, Jake. Or should I call you Anthony?
Ooh.
No.
Don't make me see purple. I'm seeing purple right now.
Purple haze.
Andrew or Anthony? I think it was Anthony, right?
Anthony.
Yeah, right.
You don't even know where you don't even know where you are right now, Chris. All right.
know.
Thanks, everybody.
Bad man.
Should I press it? Should I end it? Should I do it?
Bad
Should I
man
do
is
it?